Hello everyone! Welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice Part 7. We have been a while, it's been like a week I think. We're back with case 4. We're about to start case 4. And make sure all the sound is working. I messed with the mic in the last few times, so I kind of have to go check, make sure everything's working before anything. So before we even like continue this, let me make sure I gotta make sure everything's working the way it's supposed to. So give me a sec. I have to do like an ultimate sound test really quick. So if you hear my my video in the background, it's because I'm checking, making sure it's working. So give me a sec. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, I am back. We are here. Yata. Give me a sec. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, I am back. We are here. Yata. Give me a sec. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello everyone, I am back. We are here. Yata. Is this loud enough? Is this how usually loud I am? I feel like I'm usually a little louder. I'm not sure though. Is this loud enough? Is this how usually loud I am? I feel like I'm usually a little louder. I'm not sure though. I think that's good. I feel like I could be slightly louder, but I think it's good. Let's see. Okay. Well, let me see. Sounds good. Is this how it usually sounds? Or am I getting like kind of over... Am I getting over like... Is the music fighting on my voice or you could hear me clearly? I just want to make sure you hear me loud enough, or it's like... It doesn't sound like the music's fighting on my voice too much, or if you guys could hear me perfect. If so, let me know. Also, hi Danny boy, how you doing? I've been having an amazing day so far. The week started very strong. I've done a lot. It's only 3 p.m. and I have accomplished like 5 things today before streaming, so very blessed day today, thank God. And now we get to play Ace Attorney as a reward. Raise this up a bit. Okay, so we're in chapter 4, episode 4, Turnabout Storyteller. Now, if I were to predict, I would assume this is the worst one in the game. Because people said like, oh, there's like one bad case in this game. I'm assuming it would be this one.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Because all of them been great so far.
What time is it? It's 9, 10.
What? Oh my god. Shisho's dead? No, do you think he did it? Who's talking? Oh no, if he did, then what do we do? Hey, put yourself together. That's a girl talking. Because the text like turned light. Don't worry, I have an idea. What a simple death. Like, I feel like out of all the deaths we got, this one seemed like, who even was that? Who are we even playing as? Like, what's going on? Athena. Interesting, okay. It's an Athena case. What the heck? Who brings a defendant to his own trial late? Plus, the request was so last minute, I didn't even have a chance to talk to my client. He's late for a very important date. My name is Athena Sykes, armed with an analytical psychology and a full arsenal of legal know-how. I'm a fully competent defender of the right anything agency, though I wish my client would show up already. The trial's about to start. It appears we made it just in time. Where have you been? The trial's about to start, Simon. Nani? Let's go! Blackwell! I'm not gonna lie. I kind of spoiled that he was in this game like a few weeks ago. I don't know why I did this, and I went like, oh, top 10 something in Ace Attorney, and it was like, I forgot what the list was about, but it basically, for one reason or another, it spoiled that he was in this game. And one other detail about it, and I'm upset that I spoiled it, but it's still awesome that he's here. Oh wait, I never voiced him before. What even is the voice he has? He kind of had like a Hubert, not Hubert. It was like objection. He had like, that was his voice, right? You needn't get so worked up, Athena. His baldness can wait. There's no way he'd wait for me. And besides, why would I want to start off on the wrong foot with him right out the gate? Dealing with such matters is part of being a lawyer, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, well, covering for your lateness is not. Still but a rank amateur, I see. This is Simon Blackwell. He might not look it, but he's actually a prosecutor and a psychology specialist. He and I go way back. As for our shared specialization in psychology, we're both disciples of the same person, so to speak, but he's kind of my senior, I guess. A twisted sense of humor or no, I wish he would stop treating me like a child all the time. So where our rights don't know and justice don't know. Mr. Wright is abroad and Apollo is helping Trucy with her magic show. Didn't I tell you? They're what? So neither one of them are here, leaving you to take this on alone. Yup. You gods. Call Wright Dono back, it's not too late. Oh no, not too late at all. He would only need to know how to teleport. Yes, very well. And I will settle for justice, Dono. Go grab him by the horns and drag him here. Apollo's literally in the middle of a show, Simon. You may not want to admit it, but I got what it takes to take on this case. Just leave this to me and go watch from the gallery. As your defense derails in spectacular fashion. No, as I win the heck out of this trial. I'll be okay. Promise. So wipe that look off your face already, will you? Anyway, I take it the guy behind you is... Yes, he's your... He's asleep again? Hoy, Bucky, wake up. Who is this? Ow, what'd you do that for, Simey? I don't know what the heck? I don't know what voice to give this guy. He's fat and drunk, from what I'm seeing. Who's this yeller chickadee? She is your lawyer, such as it were. I say she's more green than yellow, however. Lawyer? She sure doesn't look it, does she? Is she like your fellow apprentice or something? Something like that. I've known her longer than I've known you. You could say we're bound to one another. Okay, well then, yes, I better call him chickadee then. Oh my god. I can't even imagine how this guy sounds like for some reason. Simon, this guy's not only rude, but he's 3 sheets to the wind at his own trial. I know we just met, but I'm about ready to give him a piece of my mind. Do as you will, just save it for after the trial. Miss Chickadee, don't call me that. How do you do? Sign me here's an old friend of mine. I'm the 4th generation head chef for Wet Soba. Wet noodle number 4, Bucky Wet. Nice to meet ya. It's nice to meet you too, Mr. Wet. Though he can pull himself together when he wants to. Or if only the trial wasn't starting in a few minutes. Having been accused of a murder that only occurred yesterday, I'm afraid it's taking a toll on the poor boy. You happened to be there at the theater where it all happened too, right? They said they found a Rakugo storyteller murdered in his dressing room. Indeed. The victim, Master Storyteller Typhoon Tornado, was a longtime patron of Wet Soba. Master Tornado has been looking after Bucky ever since Wet Noodle number 3 passed away. Naruhodo, so the victim was killed off like a father to the defendant, huh? That stupid old far like a father. No way, he was always dishing my soba. How dare you speak ill of him? Running your mouth like that is why they suspected you of this murder in the first place. Now pull yourself together. Number 3 must be rolling in his grave. Nani? I got a notification, hold on. What is it? Okay. Not for me. Hi Rudo, how you doing? Beside me. The police, none of them believes me. They won't listen to me. Sniffle. It looks like he's still in shock from the whole ordeal. Don't worry, Mr. White, everything's gonna be alright. I'm going to defend you with everything I've got. You're in good hands now. You mean you believe me, ma'am? Of course, no matter what, I'll believe in you to the very end. Gee whiz, Miss Chickadee. Now come on, I need you to shape up, just like those al dente noodles of yours. Yes, ma'am, my soba is the freshest. Oh, he died. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about him anymore. This is our defendant. Bucky, you great big pillock. So, how exactly do you know this guy? I used to freaking Wet Soba, and still do in fact, so I've known him since he was a lad. That's why his father and Master Tornado were always so good to me. I didn't know you liked Soba so much, Simon. I wouldn't expect one such as you who eats meat slapped between slabs of bread to understand the delicate taste and the subtle textures imparted by buckwheat flour. Hey, that's just rude, but I digress. I'm all about flavor and subtlety and stuff. If I let Wet Soba end like this, I'll never be able to face number 3 or Master Tornado in the next life. Ah, I see. And that's why you came to me. You wanted somebody you could trust. It's never my intention to ask you. I'll show him I can handle it just fine. Well, I believe it's just about time. What? But we haven't even properly discussed the case yet. What's the matter? You look nervous, Athena. Don't tell me you're chickadeeing out. I'm just trembling with excitement of battle, that's all. Oh, yes! Let's do this. Come on, Mr. Wet. Get off the floor. We got a case to win. Yes, Miss Chickadee, I'm gonna do my best.
Wet soba, wet soba, wet soba, wet soba, wet soba.
What? Is that your cell phone? Yellow, 2 bowls of noodles? Sorry, sir, no can do. Kinda busy at the courthouse. Oh, they hung up. Okay. Okay, let's do this. He's not going to do himself or his case any favors like this, Simon. Maybe we should let him go get some rest somewhere. Let me rest. Maybe if I were a lump or regular flour dough for udon noodles, but I'm fresh like my soba, and you don't let soba dough rest. It's all about the three freshes. Grind the buckwheat seeds fresh, cut the dough fresh, and boil the noodles fresh. Yeah, just please shut up. I'm getting tired of reading you. He's blacked out, and I'm Black Quill. Oh boy, I just knew something like this would happen. Simon, what are these three freshes of soba he was talking about? First, buckwheat seeds or groats are ground to make buckwheat flour. Then dough made with this flour is cut with a large rectangular knife into noodles. And finally, the buckwheat noodles are boiled. Each step is done immediately, one after the other, so that the soba is fresh when eaten. Oh, so that's what he meant. I wouldn't want him to make me any soba right now, though, that's for sure. Adina, this is no time for idle chatter. You need to get into the courtroom now. Just remember, as a prosecutor, I will be unable to lend you a hand, so don't expect any help from my quarter. There you go, treating me like I'm incompetent again. For your information, I wasn't planning on asking for help anyway. Or just you wait, Simon, I'll show you. So Simon Black Quill is on our team. This is pretty dang cool. Stupid prank callers. Time for case 5. Mr. Ray and Apollo may not be here, but that's alright. I can do this on my own. Who's the prosecutor? Oh, it's Samadhi. Okay, so it is still Samadhi. Court is now in session for the trial of Bucky Wet. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is fully prepared, Your Honor. What's this? No prayer this time, Prosecutor Samadhi? That is correct, Your Honor. To expedite these proceedings, I completed them beforehand in the lobby. I love the American trials. They're so like the music. I like how the courtroom has different music. It's so hype. I'm very thoughtful of you. By the way, what brings you back to this country? Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth himself called on me to handle this case. Really? They mentioned Edgeworth? Besides, I have a debt to repay, and though my opponent is yet a callow thing, I have no qualms with sending her down to her. Oh my god. Yeah, objection. You don't say that. No, no, no. I'll have you know I'm a Christian. But more importantly, I am not a callow thing. I'm a qualified and capable attorney. Then what is that yellow attire if not proof of your immaturity, you small spring chick? They love calling her that. Now cease your shrill chirping. Now, Prosecutor Samadhi. She is still only a teenager. Please go... What? No, she ain't. Well, she's 19, so I guess on technical terms, she's a teenager, but she's not a teenager. She's an adult teenager. If that makes sense. Yeah, she's literally about to be 20. Like, really? You're gonna call her a teenager? That's dumb. Great, now even the judge is giving me the kid treatment. Very well. Shall we begin, Your Honor? Yes, I suppose we should. Now then, Prosecutor Samadhi, please give your opening statement. I'll show them what I can do. They'll be sorry they underestimated me. Certainly. Let the last rites of the victim commence. Okay, Matthew Mercer. The incident is believed to have occurred at around 4 p.m. yesterday, May 12th, at a storyteller's theater called Kuru Kuru Tei. The victim was a great master of the Tornado School of Rakugo, or comedic storytelling. He looks like a Rakugo storyteller. Reminds me of that anime I watched. His name was Taifu Tornado. The scene of the murder was the theater's dressing room. It is accessible via the staff entrance hallway and has an inner and outer sliding door. Diagram of the backstage area showing the location of the stage, the dressing room, and the yard. It's the first time a case starts already at the trial. That's not the first case. Like, the last time they did that, if I'm not mistaken, was Mia's trial from Trials and Tribulations, that she didn't have any investigations. It was a trial right from the get-go. Even in the second one. But I feel like every other case, this usually doesn't start unless it's the first case. So you could tell this is a filler case. Maya's my favorite. Yep, same here. I only played the original Ace Attorney, the demo from 3DS. Ah, I see. So Mari got there quickly if he had to get called after the murder happened, and subsequently get on a plane to arrive there the next morning. That is true. The estimated time of death is between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. The cause of death is suffocation, though how the victim suffocated is yet to be determined. There's a lot of stuff going on in this picture. Opened. Present. Camel. Drink. Tissue box. Unplugged plug. Open fridge. Piece of paper next to that tray or whatever, that bowl. There's a lot going on here. Autopsy found nothing unusual in his lungs or stomach, and there's no murder weapon. Really? Okay. I will now submit the incident report to the court. So what, they're gonna say he's poisoned? Oh, suffocation. Okay, it is suffocation. Prosecutor Samari, how can you name Mr. West the culprit when you don't know how the victim was killed or even with what? While it is true that the weapon and precise method are as yet unknown, the accused is the only one who had the opportunity to commit the murder. I will explain this assertion in further detail as we continue. I guess this means he has some kind of evidence to present. Now, would the accused care to plead his case? He's a ghost. Come to think of it, where is the defendant, Miss Sykes? Sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid Mr. Wet isn't feeling very well and is resting in the infirmary. Surely it is the lack of a clear conscience that impedes him from facing this court. Great, starting off on the wrong foot already. Mr. Wet is the head chef of a soba shop frequented by the victim. On the day of the incident, Mr. Wet went to the theater at the victim's request. Taifu Tornado was a connoisseur of soba, as you can see in these photographs. He was apparently making soba himself in his dressing room that very day. The soba found at the scene is likely the soba he himself made there. Liking soba is one thing, but making it in a theater dressing room's a bit much, none.
Master Tornado truly had a passion for soba, didn't he? For a man like that to be murdered by a soba chef is simply unthinkable.
And yet, the accused had ample motive, for in the victim's safe, we discovered a deed to the accused's shop. Mr. Wet was to inherit Wet Soba when he lost his father recently. However, it's believed the victim stole the shop's deed during the transfer process. The prosecution believes the accused killed the victim in order to get the deed back. Found in the victim's possession is the deed for the soba shop. The deed holder is Bucky Wet.
A murder over the deed to a shop. That does sound like a plausible motive.
So that's what this case is about? I wish Simon had filled me in a little better. I could have contributed more than just 1,000 buckets of cold sweat if he had. Defense. From your demeanor, I gather you know very little about the details of this case. Well, you see...
Satsuka.
Uh-oh. You are dishonoring the soul of the victim by appearing in the courtroom unprepared. You are an embarrassment to your profession. You putrid egg yolk. What? I'm sorry. Paulo's a red pepper and now I'm an egg yolk? Oh, because he's a chick. I get it. We've only just started. I'm already been demoted from spring chick. I am ready to call my witness, Your Honor. And I'm ready to grab that butterfly from your finger. Let us listen to the words of one who was present when the crime was discovered. Well, who was there when the victim's body was found? Very well. Witness, please take the stand. Who? Who's that? Oh. It's him. Witness, please state your name and occupation. This feels so filler. Like, I can't even begin to describe how filler this case feels. I don't know why. It just feels like they just wanted to add a case and squeeze Athena in there somewhere. And Blackquill, like, really? Simon Blackquill, prosecutor. Prosecutor Blackquill? You didn't tell me you were going to take the stand. There simply wasn't time. What a shame, Prosecutor Blackquill. Had you shared the danging scene, you can't speak. You witnessed beforehand with the defense, we could have moved this trial along and saved the victim's soul that much faster. Danging evidence? Did I just say evidence? Is my brain not working? That clearly says scene. What is happening? What in the world did Simon see? Prosecutor Samadhi, was it? Before I give my testimony, there's something I'd like to confirm. By all means. This case involves rakugo, a very traditional form of Japanese comedic storytelling. Do you have enough knowledge of this art form to handle the case competently? Are you implying that I am not qualified for this case? Not yet. I am simply trying to ascertain your familiarity with the topic. For now. Oh shoot, we got the two prosecutors from the last two games fighting each other. This is interesting. It is a prosecutor's duty to learn the background of any case he takes on. I did some research on Rakugo last night and have grasped the overall idea of it. How much could you possibly grasp in a single night? Rakugo is a form of entertaining storytelling that originated in the land of Japan. In it, the storyteller sits alone on the stage with only a fan and a towel as blah 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 blah, and the Rakugo artist tells long whimsical stories giving each character a distinct voice. This traditional art was originally invented by monks to make sermons more interesting. Oh, that's pretty interesting. Are you satisfied? If not, I could explain the 12 types of endings to such stories. Or shall I perform the famous story of Jugemu instead? It appears you have put in a bit of study. Your acknowledgement is most welcome, Prosecutor Blackquill. I can see why you are known for being quite thorough in your research, Prosecutor. Now, I would love to see you perform that story you mentioned, if you don't mind. That is your Honor's request. Jugemu. Hold it. Shut up. Dang, she slapped that twice. Your Honor, could we please get back to the trial? Oh, right, of course. I nearly forgot. Even though I'm a judge. Oh my god. Seriously, of all things for you to forget? Now then, back to the case. Prosecutor Blackquill, please tell this court what you witnessed. What Simon saw. But what does Simon say? Okay, I'll stop. I went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. Went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Pastor Tornado's junior disciple, Uendo? Oh, okay. Apparently then entered the room soon after. That's when Innuendo discovered Master Tornado's body. Now wait just a minute here, Prosecutor Blackquill. You can't just be making fun of their names like that. You're practically accusing Mr. Wet of the crime. All I can do is state what I saw. I can't help how it appears. But a qualified and capable attorney such as you should be able to dispatch of it, right? Well, yeah, duh. Oh, alright, I guess I better start by getting all the info out of him that I can. She slapped that table. Okay. Went to the theater yesterday and arrived at approximately 4 p.m. I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Okay. Bucky went into the dressing room thereafter, only to come storming out a while later. Please tell us in detail how Mr. Wei appeared at the time. Gaidu or Gaidu? Let me think. EI is... A. Yeah, so it's Gaidu. Gaidu and I were waiting in the hallway for Master Tornado to finish practicing. When Bucky appeared and entered the dressing room with his things, what happened after that? We heard what sounded like Bucky shouting inside the room. About 10 minutes later, Bucky came back out of the dressing room looking rather irate. This is most likely when the murder was committed. The victim was an elderly man. It would have been entirely possible to kill him within the span of 10 minutes. Ah! You like my background? I better come up with some kind of counter-argument and fast. Bum, 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 bum. Master Tornado's junior disciple, Uendo, apparently then entered the room soon after. Let me look at my evidence, because I can't speak. Dang, that's kind of like the most epic badge description I've ever seen. It's my attorney's badge. It's lost that brand new shine, but that just shows how far I've come. That is like the most epic description I've seen. Diagram of the backstage area showing the location of the stage, the dressing room, and the yard. Okay, so that's the yard. I have to put my thinking cap on. Dressing room, stage, staff entrance, blah 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 blah. Tornado was found with his face thrust into a large soba bowl. The victim was making soba noodles from scratch in the dressing room. The room is covered in soba flour. There are 2 drink cans in the fridge. What the heck? That's weird. Yeah, this is weird. Hold it! What do you mean by apparently? Didn't you see him go in? No, I couldn't. I wasn't able to see the dressing room door from where I was standing at the time. Where is he? Blackwell's the B, right? He couldn't see the dressing room door from where I... Okay. Okay. I hate map stuff. They get me very confused. But Gaidu was right in front of it, so I'm sure she saw it all. Oh, Gaidu's a girl? Naruhodo. And why do you suppose Uendo went to the dressing room anyway? Yeah, just finished his routine, so he was making a courtesy call. A disciple was to pay the master respect right before and after each performance. And all disciples are expected to do this? Yes, it's common courtesy among Rakugo artists. Naruhodo, can you tell us what happened after Uendo went into the dressing room? Certainly. Why, you look so mad while saying that. Hold it! And how did Uendo act at the time? After Uendo had been in the dressing room for 2 or 3 minutes, we heard a scream from inside the room and Uendo came flying out.
Do you hear any signs of a struggle at that time?
No, just Uendo's woeful scream.
Naruhodo. Simon has no reason to lie, but I also don't have much to go on. I better ask all the questions I can. Hold it!
Prosecutor Blackwell, what did you go to the theater in for the first place? I went because I had received an invitation from Master Tornado. Hey, say it for yourself. It was a special show commemorating his junior disciple Innuendo's promotion. It was also an occasion to announce the boy's succession to the stage name of Uendo II. So what exactly does it mean to succeed to a stage name? You really don't know, do you? In the performing arts, a name succession is when an artist inherits a predecessor's name. Naruhodo. So there was another Uendo Rakugo artist before, and this disciple succeeded him, huh? And what exactly did your invitation say? It contained a simple letter of salutations and an outline of the show's program.
Oh, it appears Typhoon Tornado is going to perform Toki Soba, or Time Soba. He's famous for his masterful pantomime of eating soba using only his fan as a prop.
Also, Toki means time in Japanese. So that's why time soba, Toki soba.
And Uendo was to perform Soba Say, or Soba Glutton, a soba themed show, I see.
Seems you know a thing or two about Rakugo yourself, your boldness. The first to perform was the senior disciple Gairu, followed by Uendo, and lastly Master Tornado. Oh, okay, so we should have pressed that. The invitation Simon received from Master Tornado to the show commemorating Uendo's name succession and promotion. Naruhodo, so that's why you happened to be at the Storyteller's Theater yesterday. So what happened after you arrived? Your face. I went straight to Master Tornado's dressing room to say hello. Okay.
Hold it!
How did Master Tornado appear when you said hello to him? I went with the intention of greeting him, but ultimately we didn't actually meet. You didn't see him? Why not? Gairu escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, he decided to wait in the hall until he was done. You heard Rakugo being performed in the dressing room? Yes, not just me, but Gairu as well. In other words, you can confirm that the victim was still alive at around 4 p.m. Correct, I couldn't hear him clearly through the doors, but I'm sure it was Master Tornado. I could tell because it was the time soba routine being performed in there. So that means the victim was killed sometime after that. Okay, so we got nothing from that.
Well done, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your testimony has given us quite a glimpse into the sequences of events.
Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. And now, please allow me to summarize your testimony. While Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu were in the hallway waiting for Master Tornado, the accused came along and entered the dressing room with some items in tow. Wet soba. He was heard shouting for a time inside the dressing room, and about 10 minutes later he came back out of the room, seeming rather angry. We're gonna have to see if that's the case when Athena uses her Moon Matrix. We're probably gonna get some Moon Matrix action in here. I mean, we even got Apollo's bracelet action, so... Short time after the accused had come and gone, Uendo Tornado went into the room. A few minutes later, after having discovered the victim's body, Uendo gave a scream and came running out into the hallway from within. Prosecutor Blackwell and Gairu then ran into the room and saw the body for themselves. From the circumstances, it is quite clear that the accused murdered the victim.
This is crucial testimony indeed.
Okay. Offense, an eyewitness has given conclusive testimony. Why not let it all go now and allow the victim his last rites? Not on your life. If Uendo went into the dressing room too and was the first to discover the body, then who's to say he didn't commit the crime? Wanda was in the dressing room for a mere 2, perhaps 3 minutes. He could not have possibly committed murder in that time, nor without making any noise. Oh, Simon, why do you have to give that awful testimony? Prosecutor Blackwell, can you give me something a little better to work with here? Isn't it up to you to ask the right questions? I am certainly willing to tell you all that I know. So if you truly are as capable as you claim, then I'll draw out what you need yourself. This is no time for your twisted games, Prosecutor Blackwell. Just admit you don't remember it all that well. Satoba. Prosecutor Blackwell, watching you collude with the defense like this, I see that you are no prosecutor. Be gone, witness. You shall haunt the sacred hall no more. How dare you treat me like some evil spirit to be exorcised. I remember this, you blackguard. Don't worry, Prosecutor Blackwell. I got this. Would I have my way, you would not be the only one here to step down. You half-boiled putrid egg yolk. Ew, I object to the notion that I'm a gooey, smelly mess. Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony was like the lowly opening act of a Rakugo show. He may hold the title of prosecutor, but this time he stood on the side of the defense. To restore balance to this trial, I would like to present an actual witness for the prosecution.
And who is this witness?
The person who was with Prosecutor Blackwell when the body was discovered. She is another entertainer of the Tornado School, Miss Gaidu Tornado. So is it his granddaughter? Daughter? Oh, hello. Oh, I've seen you before. What the heck? Why you look like a clown? I've seen this character before.
Please state your name and occupation, witness.
Uh-oh. Hello, everyone. I'm here to represent the Tornado School with a twisty twist twist. And balloon, there you have it, a stunning balloon hat. It's me, the balloon artist you all know and love, Gaidu Tornado. Just call me Gaidu, sweetie. 1, 2. What?
What a way to capture your audience's attention.
Yeah, I woke up.
I dare say I can't take my eyes off them.
This is real dialogue right now in a video game. This is real dialogue.
I dare say I can't take my eyes off those balloons.
Please tell me you're talking about the hat you're under. Oh my god. Oh, Mr. Judgy, I'm so glad you liked my performance. Would you consider joining my fan club? Pretty please.
Oh, absolutely.
And please save your fanboying for after the trial, Your Honor. Anyway, Gaidu, I can't help but notice you seem awfully tearful for having just lost your master. Of course I'm sad, but Shisho would scold me if I didn't put on a big smile. Never show sadness, smile, 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 with a twisty twist twist.
I want, like...
A lot of jiggle physics going on right now, and I'm not talking about the balloons. And naruhodo, I guess an entertainer's gotta do what an entertainer's gotta do. Her balloons are worse than a Rorschach test. All I see was a severed monster head. Hey dude, you're obviously a balloon artist. So how do you come to be a member of a Rakugo school? Well, my father, my late father that is, was a Rakugo artist, you see. So I joined the Tornado School to be just like my daddy someday. I see, naruhodo. My father and I owe so much to Shisho, our master, but that Bucky wet. Oh, how could he? I want to see him pay for what he's done as quickly as possible.
Your distress is entirely understandable, and my condolences for your loss.
And not only that, but you have more to say about Mr. Wet? Every time he comes to deliver soba to us, he yells at me. He always tells me to get away. Is there any reason why he would say such a thing to you? He says the smell of my perfume will get into a soba and ruin it. Like, how can he say that? This is a great scent.
How very rude of him. I don't blame you for being upset.
Excuse me, Your Honor, but please don't let Gato's balloons bias your judgment. Are you serious right now? Holy cow. Mr. Wet hasn't been proven guilty yet, remember? It will be interesting to see how long that fire of yours will last, offense. Now then, Gato, please share the truth with this court. Yes, Gato, your testimony, please. And your balloons. This is a thing. Before the murder was discovered. From 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20 p.m. when Cecil's body was found, Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Before Uendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Come to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugamu was barking like mad. Oh, is that the dog? Prosecutor Blackquill, do you have any objections to the witness testimony? No. Make up your bloody mind, sad monk Samadhi. Wait, sad monk? Sad Mahdi? Is that the joke? I don't know. First you exercise me, now this. If you only do as you are instructed by this humble servant of the Holy Mother. As there are no objections, Your Honor, let us move on to the salvation of the victims. Hold it! Dang, she gets mad very easily. I mean, she's young, so it's supposed to represent, like, her fiery nature compared to the Apollo and Phoenix. Hey, I'm the defense attorney here, Prosecutor Samadhi, and I just might have an objection or two once I actually cross-examine the witness. So what are you asking Prosecutor Blackquill for? I'm the one you should be checking with. There is a passage in the sacred scriptures of Kurainism. To stir the wind is beyond the power of a spring chick. In other words, the inexperienced are useless. With that in mind, it seemed more judicious to consult Prosecutor Blackquill. Ha ha ha. He doesn't even see you as an adversary. Sykes don't know. Well, I won't let either one of you insult me. I'll show you I'm no inexperienced spring chick. Your Honor, I'm ready to cross-examine the witness. Dang, this is just like female attorney versus everyone. I hope you can make Prosecutor Samadhi see you as a worthy adversary, Miss Sykes. I'll allow your cross-examinations. You better strike with the iron is hot. Cross-examination. Stop moving that balloon like that. It's distracting. From 4 p.m. to a little after 4:20 p.m. when Cecil's body was found. Hold it. So the murder must have happened sometime in those 20 minutes, correct? But 20 minutes isn't a lot of time, is it? I don't know. I mean, what do you want me to say? That's what happened, you know. Isn't that right, Simon? Yes, Gadu and I can both confirm that Master Tornado still lived at around 4 p.m. Oh, yeah, you can, can't you? See? Here? Simon and I were standing in the hallway in front of the dressing room. Hold it! The fact that the two of you were there in front of the dressing room means you were able to see everyone who went in and out, right? Of course! Are you insinuating that I was daydreaming or sleeping while standing up or something? No, of course not. I saw everything, I tell you! Fine, so you say anyway, but did you really? Before Uendo discovered the body, the only person who had gone in there was Bucky. Only the defendant and Uendo entered around the time of the murder? That's right, that's why it must have been Bucky who killed poor Shishu. Let's take a deep breath, okay, Gaidu? So not a single other person set foot into the dressing room during that time? I already told you over and over, didn't I? There was nobody else. I must apologize on the lawyer's behalf. Even her memory is that of a spring chick's. Please overlook her transgression as best as you can. Oh, I see. Poor thing. Hang in there, sweetie. Hey, who are you calling a bird brain, buddy? to think of it, a little while before Bucky showed up, Jugamu was barking like mad. Jugamu? That's my doggy. I keep him at the theater. Let's see. With a twisty twist. Bounce. And balloon! There you have it, my cute widow Jugamu. He's kinda creepy looking. Oh, but he's a really, really good boy. And why was Jugamu barking? Do you think it's because he saw someone suspicious? If so, then we have a new suspect in this case. Now, why he was barking again? Oh, I remember, because it was time for me to feed him. So I went into his yard and gave him some food. Couldn't somebody have slipped into the dressing room while you were doing that? Nope, the door out into the yard was wide open. I would have seen if anybody went into the dressing room. Prosecutor Blackwell, come down to the stand for a sec, please. How many times must I do this? We're just pulling him in and out. He's literally just walking up there, coming up and down. What the heck? Just imagining that's so funny. You saw what Gator was talking about, right? So why did you mention it before? I can be expected to remember every minute detail. Well, remember them now, please. Did Gator go out into the yard? Ooh, cool artwork. Yes, I remember now that she went to feed Jugamu. And I saw her looking towards the dressing room quite frequently as well. Is she an accomplice? Or is she noticed something? You recall anything else? It looked as though she were feeding the dog a great quantity of dumplings or something. Jugamu couldn't finish them all, so he buried the rest in a corner of the yard. That's about all I can remember. Those additional info. It looks like Gato was telling the truth. Your Honor, I'd like Gato's last statement added to her testimony. As you wish, offense. I was in the yard, but the door was wide open, so I could keep watch on the dressing room. Master Survey was confirmed live. You know what this means, right, Gato? You weren't in the hallway the entire time after all, weren't you? Well, okay, so I did go into the yard, but it was just for a second. And the yard door was wide open, so I could still see the dressing room the whole time. Door was open, so she could still see the dressing room? Prosecutor Blackwell, I need you on the stand again, please. Where am I, your lady in waiting? Do you remember anything about the time Gato was in the yard? Simply that Jugamu buried the food he couldn't finish in a corner of the yard. It's all about all I can remember. Thank you. I didn't really need to hear about the dog again though. When I finished feeding Jugamu, I returned to the hallway, and then I saw Bucky go into the dressing room, no question about it. Okay, so around the time of the murder, Gato and Simon were hanging out just outside the dressing room. Guess I'm going to have to find a flaw in there somewhere, somehow, if I want to get anywhere. I was in the yard, but the door was wide open. I could keep watch on the dressing room. I wanna say like if she's referring to this, like, can you really? I feel like that's not really. You could see from there. I'm just gonna guess for now. For this. It is that. That was my first gut feeling. So you were able to keep an eye on the dressing room while you were out in the yard. Is that correct? That's right. The door out into the yard was wide open. Sorry, but that makes zero sense. Take a look at this diagram of the backstage area. There is a clear contradiction between this diagram and the witness's testimony. Oh? I'm afraid I don't understand this thing. Please point out what contradicts the witness's testimony. The dog bowl's over here.
Take that!
Difficult ideas make my head hurt, but it's easy to see your head must be as light and empty as this balloon. I'm afraid I don't see anything contradictory. What? A heavy penalty for lightweight thinking. I promise to point out the contradiction this time, Your Honor. Very well. Well done. Hey. I don't know what I'm pointing to exactly. Oh my god, I'm sucking. Here? Oh, okay, it is there. Ada was in the yard near the doghouse. Prosecutor Blackwell even saw her there. And while she was out there, oh yeah, he's standing there. She's yeah. He could see it, but she can't. Oh, I see. Yeah, so the door to the yard was wide open, as Gato said. It would have blocked her view, making it impossible for her to see the... Oh, that's considered open? I was thinking of it in a different way. I thought it was that where she was standing, she couldn't see anything. She meant... How are we supposed to know what was considered open or closed? I thought that was considered open. That's considered open, apparently. I was thinking is that just in the spot she's in, she couldn't see it. I didn't even think of all that. Like, oh, that door was actually open, so it covered. That's not even what I was thinking. The game answered it for me then. What? No way. Oh, pop it. Yes, pop it. But even if there were admittedly a few, admittedly a few moments Gato was not keeping watch. Let me just make sure my stream is still on. I get a little nervous. Okay, it is. How much would that affect this case? It would greatly affect the case. From the spot Prosecutor Blackwell stood, he couldn't see the dressing room door either. Anyone could have entered the dressing room during that time without being seen. Eek! Dang, she's slapping twice now. Gato, why did you try to hide the fact that you weren't watching the dressing room? What? Objection. Hide the fact. You speak as though you think she had something to do with the murder. Rather than deliberate deception, it was more likely a simple oversight, right, witness? Well, I was so shocked by what happened, I was just confused, that's all. Even though she is trying to keep up a brave front as an entertainer, the truth is that she is being torn apart by grief. Her mind to be in turmoil is hardly unexpected.
Yes, it must be very difficult indeed. To a disciple, one's master is akin to a real parent. Surely her shock is immense. The way this lawyer tries to pin the blame on this poor soul at the first opportunity. All I can say is, defense attorneys are heartless creatures indeed. But I wasn't. That wasn't what I was trying to do. Is it beyond your comprehension, defense? Your unskilled argument is scaring this witness even further. Clap. I hate when he does that. And if we ask the people of this courtroom, I am sure they would agree. What? The gallery doesn't get a say in this. Are you afraid to find out that they think ill of you, or that perhaps you are in the wrong? Listen to them now with that keen sense of hearing you are so proud of. He's right, that was harsh. She didn't have to go that far.
I feel kind of sorry for the witness. And why is the lawyer's outfit so yellow? What the heck?
No, I was just trying to find the truth. Why is the whole gallery siding with prosecutor Samadi? The people understand. They know what is right and what is wrong. That lawyer's still in training, isn't he? Why is she all by herself? I hear the voice of the gallery. I can hear the voices of their hearts. It's so intense. I feel so alone up here fighting. Oh, this is gonna prove her development.
I know what they're doing here. It's because she hears the voices really loud. That's her thing. And in the last game, she was saying how she used to feel alone. But she conquered that. But she'll get really scared in the courtroom.
Are you afraid, child? It is ludicrous to come to trial with such paltry preparation of the soul. I command you to leave this courtroom at once. But I can't give up. I have to keep pressing on. As long as there was a moment when nobody was watching the dressing room door, the defendant can be convicted solely on Prosecutor Blackwell and Gaidu's testimonies. Even now, you would continue to resist. You're childish in defeat as well, I see. I'm not out for the count yet, Buster. I'm just getting started. Despite your posturing, it is not true that your resolve could crumble at any moment. With but a little push, you would surely succumb to despair. Not despair. A little push such as with this piece of conclusive evidence. Conclusive evidence, huh? That is correct. We found a critical piece of evidence at the scene of the crime. The victim's dying message, which clearly implicates the accused Bucky Wet. Look at these Japanese playing cards known as karuta lined up on the table. These special English version karuta cards spell out a message. That message, wet number 4. Wet number 4? You mean wet noodle number 4? Yes, wet noodle number 4, as the 4th head chef of Wet Soba is also known. This message points to none other than the accused Bucky Wet.
No!
That makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Wow, great job, Mr. Prosecutor.
Oh no, this is really, really bad. What do I do? What do I do? Would you still carry on your futile fight in the face of this irrefutable evidence? Yeah, you can say whatever you want, but we won't know until we... Satuka? What do you mean Satuka? It is cruel to give the accused false hope. You will only compound his suffering. Wise people of the courtroom, do you not agree?
He's right. It's cruel to make him suffer when there's conclusive evidence.
What an incompetent noob. I feel bad for the victim and the defendant. What? I'm trying to prove Mr. What's innocence here. I know you can hear them, defense. Their voices implore you to save the accused soul. It is time for you to let it go and move on, you inexperienced lawyer. You lack the competence of which to accomplish anything meaningful here. Is he right? Is this too much for me to handle on my own?
What good is she doing anybody? She should just quit right now.
Now, defense, leave everything to this humble servant of the Holy
Silence.
Silence. Oh, there we go. And then he's gonna team up with us. Yup, I knew it. Let's go. I spoiled this. He's trying to use your keen sense of hearing against you to manipulate the trial, Athena. What a cheap trick for a supposedly holy man. Simon? And you fop doodles in the gallery. Can a man watch a trial in peace? This inexperienced amateur is about to turn the trial around. Oh, let's go! Does that prosecutor really think she can turn things around? The mood in this courtroom is starting to change. Prosecutor Blackwell, what are you doing at the defense's bench? I grew bored of watching from the gallery. Besides, if I were to leave this trial to this spring chick and lose my favorite soba shop in the process, I would be quite cross. You voluntarily stand on the side of impurity and sin. Truly, what a fool you are. The way he crossed his arms, that was a new animation. To think you were so easily manipulated by his parlor tricks. Whatever happened to qualified and capable Athena? I just let my guard down a little bit, but it won't happen again. Then grit up your loins and steel yourself for battle. I'm not girding up anything in this skirt. But I am ready to get serious. Tatsuka. It seems there is now yet another soul I must cast down into blah 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 blah. I was in prison for a long time. Sounds no worse than... Oh, sounds no worse than Cell, to be honest. Well, he was a tough opponent for Goku, so... but the fires of hell will not be the end of your suffering. For the sin you have just committed, you shall surely be reborn as a panda in your next life. A white and black reverse panda, that is. What? You shall be put in a zoo to be exposed to public ridicule. Like that won't work on Prosecutor Blackwell. After all, he's already used to looking like a panda in this life. Who are you calling a panda? Sorry. I see that you are both prepared to face the fires of damnation. Gaydu, thank you for your service. You may step down now. Okie dokie, bye bye, balloon. Why? Does everything have to be about balloons with her? Now then, I have a witness prepared to testify about the Karuta cards. And who was the witness this time? The first to discover the body and someone who witnessed the crime scene firsthand, Mr. Uendo Tornado. The time has come for that ponytailed pair over there to finally let it all go and move on. Very well, let's bring in this witness then. So it's Uendo this time. Who this? What the heck? Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the Rakugo storyteller Uendo Tornado. Even if my performance isn't worth watching, I will certainly watch my words. I wouldn't want to say anything thoughtless and get arrested. After all, that'll be a Raku no-no. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Hold it. Slap the table. You can't leave yet. You're only just introduced yourself. Oh my. Are you a fan of mine, miss? Would you like my autograph? One moment. You are way ugly, Ray. How does this guy say it from... Ow. They couldn't really animate her getting hit. What do you think you're doing? No need to stand on ceremony. My fan deserves a fan, after all. A fan for a fan. Nice one. Oh, why, if it isn't Simon, how are you on this fine day, sir? Quite a dilly of a pickle we found ourselves in, wouldn't you say? I don't believe I've ever seen you talk quite so much, Uendo. Never performed in a place like this, you know? I got butterflies here, can't you see? Why do I always get the weird ones? Pardon me, witness. As much as I enjoy your banter, I believe we had better return to the case at hand. Oh, I suppose you're right in that case. I was promoted to Futatsume yesterday and received the stage name of Uendo. The show was our way of celebrating my new name and middle rank standing. And then that happened. I never dreamed something like that will happen, not in a million years. And just as I got my chance to start repaying my debt to Shisho too. Yeah, plus I'm worried about Geidu. Aww. They don't look like they're bad, I don't know. It's gonna be hard to know who killed him. The way she clung up to Shisho, poor thing. I told her to keep a stiff upper lip. Stiff like rigor mortis. Is that how you pronounce it? Keep telling those lame jokes and Shisho will come scold you from the grave. I wouldn't mind getting yelled at, you know, if it meant seeing him again. Or you just talking to yourself. Wendell, please, as charming as your various Oh, he's playing Rakugo! He's doing different characters! That's so creative. How did I not catch that? As charming as your various characters are, this isn't a Rakugo stage. Let us hear your testimony. This is so creative. Like, this is such a perfect, like, witness type for, like, this game. Like, being everyone's eccentric, getting a Rakugo storyteller, having the different personalities. That's kind of interesting. He's even sitting down. I didn't even. That's what I saw. He's even sitting down like they do. I noticed Shisho's dying message right away. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. Hey now, enough with the silly puns already. Hee. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew I must have been talking about Bucky. That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning in soba broth. It's so like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright. Plain and simple wasn't his style. Well, that was certainly a more entertaining testimony than usual. The variety of characters performed by the witness was absolutely splendid. But he shouldn't be performing any characters in the first place, Your Honor. And Uendo, the murder weapon hasn't been determined yet. So how can you say that the victim was drowned in soba broth? It's obvious. All you have to do is look at the crime scene. He was found with his face shoved in a bowl. It's only natural to assume he was drowned in the broth for the noodles. Except, we're not here to assume things, Uendo, so please stick to just the facts. My, it's so like a soba chef to kill someone this way, what do you say? And with the Karuta message he left behind, it's clear Bucky Wet did it. Setting aside the issue of the murder weapon for now, that dying message certainly does seem to be irrefutable evidence. Indeed, it proves the absolute guilt of the accused. Even I gotta admit, I can't see how that message could mean anything else. Bucky used soba for the deed, all to get back the soba shop deed. This testimony makes Mr. Wet look super guilty. I have to do something. That's his conclusive evidence. What a farce. What do you mean, Simon? What's this? I thought you said you weren't planning on asking me for help. I did, and I won't. Thank you very much. Simon must have found an inconsistency in the testimony. I better listen carefully and try to see what he found. Shisho's dying message. Shisho's dying message right away. Uendo, when you saw the cards on the table, what made you think they were Master Tornado's dying message? Well, it was a coded message right there next to the body. I'm sure anybody would have thought that they were there to name his killer. Hi Mario, how you doing? I got a couple of shiny Pokemon this week. Ooh, let's go. I love murder mysteries and often watch them on TV. Oh, I see. I saw a similar scene during a murder mystery marathon last Tuesday. That's what made me think this must be a dying message. The stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, you see. The stiff cards are right. Holes. The cards were on the table your master's body was slumped over, right? You must have been surprisingly calm to notice them at the time. As I said, the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff, so they were hard to miss. But wouldn't it have been more natural to notice the victim rather than the cards? The message just caught my eye because the stiff cards were right there next to the stiff. Yes, but that fact hardly seems significant enough to make a person take note of them. Stiff cards next to the stiff. So basically, there was no real reason for them to catch your eye, was there? He really wanted us to laugh at that joke. That's right, I need you to give your testimony, not perform a scene. Please remember you're on the witness stand, not the stage. But look at all these wonderful people in the audience. It's only natural for an entertainer to want them to have some fun. I guess we can let a few jokes slide, right? Oh, the inevitable bleeding of your work into other areas of your life. I know how that is. I find myself being unwittingly judgmental in my personal life, too. That's a good one. Judgmental, wow. Right. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Well done, Your Honor. I guess you can't judge a judge by his cover. Ho. I advise the defense not to be so critical of the witness. Yes, Your Honor. Much obliged. Shut up. Anyway, I got the meaning right away. I knew it must have been talking about Bucky. Hold it. The cards do spell out wet number 4, which could be interpreted as wet noodle number 4, I guess. I suppose you took this to mean Bucky Wet. There's only one wet noodle around here, and you've seen that giant 4 on his back. It's the only interpretation that makes sense. Yeah, I guess so. Wait a minute. What is it? What if there's another wet noodle in the area? Wait, what? What? Did I say something strange? Bucky is the sole heir to the shop. So enough with the ludicrous straw grasping. Hey, how was I supposed to know? Just listen to the testimony again and find the glaring inconsistency. That was the master's final message left as he was drowning in soba broth. Hold it! So the victim lined up those cards in his final moments? How can you be so certain that that's how it went down? I know, Shisho. He would never let someone get the last word on him, even in death. With his face in the soba broth, and his consciousness fading away, he left a message that pointed toward Bucky as he left this world. It's the only way it could have happened. Wait, the only way? Now you're just speculating. Look, a dying message is something you leave as you're dying, right? I saw a scene like that in a detective show. Tatsuka. Wendell, we have a saying in my country, silence is more precious than diamonds. Please do not speak any more than is necessary. But talking is my livelihood, you know. I talk all the time. This and that, truths and untruths. I can't stop myself from talking. Hopefully he'll stick to the truths without any of those untruths. So like Shisho not to write Bucky's name outright, plain and simple, wasn't his style. But don't you think it's strange? Could a dying person really leave such a convoluted message? Even in the throes of death, it was in Shisho's nature to throw in a twist somehow. Truly the consummate entertainer till the very end, don't you think? Is he really that great of a man, Lord Simon? It would have been no easy task, to be sure. But who knows, he wasn't an entertainer for 55 years for nothing. If I ever bite the big one like that, I want to leave a message as good as Shisho's. Well, let's hope it never comes to that. Simon, are all Rakugo artists like this? It's hard to say. It could simply be the eccentricity of an entertainer, or perhaps he's hiding something. Well, he doesn't have to entertain people in a court of law, and if he is trying to hide something, maybe he'll show up as a contradiction or something.
What? That's not a big enough hint. So those were the cards. Okay. Let's look through all the evidence. It spilled over the cards. What do the drinks have to do with anything? The fact it mentions that is suspicious. Definitely not this. A simple greeting. What? Knock knock, who's there? This evidence in the statement, this evidence and that statement, who? They contradict each other, that's who. That was the funniest wrong presenting I've ever seen in Ace Attorney. That's not even the proper call and response for a knock knock joke. And what's more, her claim does not even make any logical sense. Her performance merits neither applause nor leniency defense. Everyone's a critic. Cut me some slack. Okay, so not like she showed to write Bucky's name. Alright, plain and simple wasn't his style. Tell me that wasn't the coolest contradiction though. It literally says a simple greeting. A letter from the victim. That's like so perfect. Was that the one I pressed? I presented it on the right statement, right? Right away. I don't know about that one, Chief. His dying message right away. I don't know if I'm tripping, but I don't know where. I must have missed where they said the dying message is. Like, where is it? I don't know. What's the dying message? Where is it? It says it's clearly there. It's funny how I didn't want to admit it, but I don't even know where did they say it was. Where's his dying message? Is it on the cards? Is it this thing over there? Like... I think I missed that small detail, and now it's probably gonna be the thing that gets me to explode. I just want to make sure I presented this on the right thing. Yeah, okay. We just warming up. Why does it always change color when it goes to the second? Like, when I game over, I noticed that. It, like, stays on the previous case's color, and then it goes into the new case color if I game over. I noticed that. Okay. Wait, consult? Really? What's the matter, Athena? Have you been bested by Prosecutor Sad Monk already? Of course not. I just don't have any idea what to do. Your expression tells me you have no idea what to do. And here's my advice. Why don't you try focusing on this statement here? Though what it contradicts with, well, I'll leave that to you to puzzle out. Why can't he stop with the mind games and just tell me which piece to present already? Please, I better try comparing the evidence to the statement he showed me. That was the master's final message, left as he was okay, see, I would've not got that right away. That was the master's final message, left as he was drowning. Wait. Maybe I misunderstood something. Is he talking about the dying message? No, he's not. I was just making sure, because I felt like... I don't know if maybe I missed something, and like... This was simpler than I expected, so never mind. That was his final message. Or is it this? What? Oh. I'm making Athena look like an idiot right now. At 2. That was his final message. So it's not this, not that, not this. So it's either the statement or... Is it this? The deed? Wait, what? What is happening? Wait, what? I guess 3 times. This, and this. All that's left is this. This.
Oh, drowning, but he died of suffocation. That's what it was. There's a contradiction in Wendell's testimony. And would you care to explain our mistakes? Certainly, Your Honor. According to the autopsy report, nothing unusual was found in the victim's lungs. Ah, yes, it does say that, doesn't it? If he had drowned in a bowl of soba, then there should have been soba broth in his lungs. But since there wasn't any, it means the victim was suffocated with something other than soba broth. Holy cow, this music. Oh, is this like Athena's contradiction theme? For Spirit of Justice? Holy cow. This is the contradiction you notice, isn't it, Simon? Heh, not bad at all. Hehehe, I guess I showed you. But if drowning is the soba broth wasn't the cause of death, then when was the victim's face thrust into that bowl? Typhoon Tornado's face was thrust into the bowl after his murder. Because no soba broth was discovered in the victim's lungs, his head must have been placed into the bowl after he was killed, and that's when the soba broth must have been spilled onto the Karuta cards. In other words, the victim could not have lined the cards up as he was drowning. I see. But it was done after he was already dead. This song going so hard right now. Like, why would the culprit do such a thing? I'm afraid I don't know yet. What? How can you interrupt my epic music? I didn't even hear the full loop yet. I don't care. Hear mine instead. You boast of psychological expertise, yet you cannot determine such a simple motive. My sides are liable to split at the absurdity. What? And I suppose you know why? Of course. This is creating the body in that manner. Indicates a strong sense of enmity on the part of the perpetrator. Yes, that does make sense. It certainly paints a clear picture of the culprit's intense feelings towards the victim. Feelings of resentment over the death of the soba shopstein, no doubt. Just great, now the judge has an even more unfavorable opinion of Buffy.
Silence!
Silence! Must you come undone at every juncture? If the culprit had time enough to set up Master Tornado's body, do you think they would have honestly failed to notice the dying message? Good point. The cards were right in front of his body, after all. Rationally speaking, there's no way the culprit could have missed that, huh? Ah, but was the accused rational at the time, given the way he stormed out of that room?
Silence!
Never mind that. I have something more important to ask Uendo. Me? You saw the Karuta cards firsthand, did you not? Would you care to tell us about them in a bit more detail? Those tiny crime scene photos show us precious little of what I wish to know. Well, those cards are from Shisho's special Soba Scenes of Tokyo Past set. Each card is related to in some way to Soba. Spare me the history lesson, just tell me how the cards looked at the scene and no more. Well, there was Soba broth spilled all over them. That's not much help, I'm afraid. Prosecutor Samadi, do you have a photo that shows the cards more clearly? I do. Please accept this meager offering, Your Honor. Oh my, what delightful looking cards. Well, well, tearing Prosecutor Sadamung's conclusive evidence apart should be a breeze with this. Huh? Don't tell me you haven't noticed. Don't be silly. Of course I have not noticed anything, but I can't exactly say that now, can I? Karuta cards added. Okay, Karuta cards in the victim's dressing room. They spell out wet number 4. Oh, okay, wet number 4, okay. Now, that's what they meant, that the clue was right there. It literally says wet number 4 for the cards. I got your message, okay. I kind of missed what they said he used to do it. That's why I was a bit confused. Well, go on then. Alright, it's do or die. All I have to do is study the picture, and these cards were rearranged. No, wait. I don't know. These cards were rearranged. Well, how can you tell? Please take a good look at these cards, Your Honor. The answer's right in front of us. Where exactly should we be looking, Miss Sykes? Oh, shoot. Yeah, because it could have been... I was thinking the pictures, but I clicked it too. Like, I thought of it right after I clicked it. The size? No. The soba broth stains? Let's see, H. This is gonna be a crazy... I just know this is gonna have a crazy, like, puzzle, and it's gonna all lead to something. Because that last case was pretty awesome, so I'm thinking this one might do it too. It will rearrange, and then if the... I actually have no idea. Not me. This penalty is not mere coincidence. The broth stains? Please focus your attention. I knew it was that, but what? Does it not? Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, I just noticed, like, look, it's there. Some of these are spilled, and yeah, this is weird. Oh, when you look at that, you're absolutely right. And please recall that soba broth was spilled and got on the cards after the murder. When the victim's face was placed in the bowl. Yes, go on. By the stains, we can see that the culprit deliberately rearranged the cards after that. In other words, this message was altered in order to pin the crime on my client. What? Then if we put the cards back in their original positions, we can restore the evidence and see who the cards were really pointing toward. That's true. Then what are we waiting for? Let's do this. All I have to do is rearrange the cards so the stains match up. Let's see, where was this W card originally? Oh god. Oh, here? Do I have to just... Perfect, okay, the H card is next. Let's see, where was this H card originally? Here. Wait. Either here or here. Like, let me look closer. Can't tell. I think it's here. Yes. Now the E card. Let's see. What? I can't believe we're doing this in court. This is like so funny. Right there. Perfect match. Next up is the T card. Let's see, where was this T card originally? That would be down here. Great, that fits right in there. Now the N card. Let's see, where was this N card? Here? There, that looks good. Now O. Let's see, where was this O card? Here. Nice. Almost done now. The last card is 4. Let's see, where was this 4 card? Uh-oh. Owen. Owen 4th? Who's Owen? So the message wet number 4 was originally supposed to say Owen the 4th. And this original message is our clue to the identity of the true culprit. What? Dang, this is gonna be a quick case. This seems really fast if this is the case. That indignant look on Prosecutor Sadmonk's face is positively priceless. This is absurd. So it was originally Owen the 4th. It wasn't wet number 4? Maybe the lawyer's smarter than we thought. Am I dumb? Who's Owen the 4th? Order in the court. Wow, I never would have imagined that there was more to these cards than meets the eye. Well, now that that's settled, what does Owen the 4th mean? Wait, am I... Who else do you suppose is to provide an explanation? Of course it's you, but I haven't thought that far yet. Change the cards around all you like, but if you cannot explain what this message means, then it is as worthless as you are, Tiffin. Dang, yeah, that's not nice. No! And so the spring chick that fancies itself a graceful swan is brought back down to earth. I have to do something, but what? Still your thoughts for a sec. There's a perfectly good witness to question over there. Oh, right, that's a good idea. Come on, Athena, get a hold of yourself. Wendell, does the phrase Owen the 4th mean anything to you? No, there's no one named Owen in the Tornado family or our circle of friends. Go ahead, ask anybody you'd like. You can't be serious. Having rummaged through your empty mind, I see you have as expected turned up nothing.
Silence.
Silence. How dare you? I'm afraid I have no idea what the devil this Owen 4th is either. But the fact remains that the cards were rearranged to pin the blame on Mr. Wet. That in itself proves that the defendant isn't the real culprit. Dang, she likes slapping twice in this case. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. Besides, the important question here is not who does the message point to, but rather who rearranged the cards. Why didn't you point that out earlier if you already knew? Sorry. In any case, there were 2 opportunities for someone to rearrange the cards. First was when Mr. Wet entered the dressing room, and the second was when Wendell discovered the body. Are you accusing me of rearranging the cards? Me, who came to testify out of the goodness of my heart. Well, you didn't exactly come running out screaming straight away, did you? Even a mere 2 to 3 minutes is more than enough time to get up to some devilry. But what exactly were you doing in there, Wendell? Sip, sip. Put down the tea and spit out your answer. Eep, Mr. Prosecutor, what's a guy supposed to do at a time like this? Silence is more precious than diamonds, witness. Therefore, you need only stay silent. The defense is devious. They are waiting for you to make a slip of the tongue. Oh, I see. So that's what they're after, is it? In that case, Your Honor, I've decided not to say another word. Very good. After all, your right to remain silent is protected by law. Wait, what? So you're telling me they could have done this in every single Ace Attorney game ever and we would have lost, and they just happened to not do it? Well, Prosecutor Blackwell, any other brilliant ideas you'd like to share? Did you hear that, Sykes Stono? A Rakugo artist who's afraid to speak. Who's ever heard of such a thing? Are you trying to taunt him into talking? Such a petty trick will never work. That's right. I'm not going to fall for it. Only asking to hear your story. Besides, is it not your job to tell your tales if there's an audience to listen? Oh shoot. Holy hell. Even so, I have the right to refuse to answer. The more you keep quiet, the more we want you to talk. That's simply human nature. Isn't that right? People of the gallery. Even with this wonderful audience in front of you, you still refuse to talk. If so, then perhaps you chose the wrong line of work, my friend. Are you saying I should quit? Because I'm not afraid to speak my mind, I'll have you know. Oh no, never mind what I just said. It is scary to talk, it's absolutely terrifying. But no, as a Rakugo artist, I must talk. If I don't, how can I ever show my face on stage again? Your Honor, I'm ready to testify. He did it. He managed to convince Uendo with his power of suggestion technique. That's right. Blackwell has the power of suggestion. That's a power he has. Bully for you, Uendo. That's as a real Rakugo artist should be. Alright, if the witness wishes to testify, then by all means, please do. To be turned by such an obvious ploy, what a man of weak spirit. Welcome back, Michael. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. And your face. From what I can tell, there do not appear to be any inconsistencies in the testimony. Of course there aren't any, because I'm not trying to hide anything. Prosecutor Samadi's right, I don't see anything inconsistent either. But I did pick up on some faint discord in Uendo's heart. Oh, here we go, mood matrix. Ponder all you will like, defense, but it is pointless. Your Honor, I believe there is no need for further deliberation.
Hold it!
Slam. I disagree, Your Honor. I detected discord in the voice of the witness's heart. That's a clear indication that Uendo's facing some sort of inner turmoil. Are you saying what I think you're saying, Miss Sykes? Yes, Your Honor. The defense would like to conduct a quick therapy session on this witness. Objection. Okay, I'm back. Whoops. Wendell, there's no need for you to submit to this so-called therapy. It's fine by me. I have nothing to hide. Bring it on. Impetuous fool. Why will you not listen to the guidance of this humble servant of the Holy Mother? If the witness wishes to proceed, I see no problem, prosecutor. In one ear and out the other. Seems this performer has no need for your so-called guidance, prosecutor, sad monk. Just know this, you Wendell. Your folly will surely earn your divine retribution. Thanks, Simon. I'm going to make the most of this opportunity you created for me. Just keep your wits about you. I will. Wendell, can you tell us again about what happened in the dressing room? Nunny. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. He's happy. I love this theme. If only I could appear on the witness stand so I could receive free therapy. I called to him from outside the room. He's happy. But he didn't reply. When I entered the dressing room, I saw Shisho slumped over the table, motionless. Okay. I didn't really notice any unexpected emotions in that testimony. But it isn't always a question of the presence of an emotional response, but the absence. You know, you're right. That's right, we learned that in the last game. Not always the emotions I do see. Sometimes it's the matter of what I don't, but what would expect to see. I better carefully compare Wendell's statements to his emotions again. Okay. I called to him from outside the room. But he didn't reply. Yeah. It should be this. No? Not that. Match. Ah, I see match as in manage to assert a thoughtful, calculated hypothesis. There's no way he just broke that down that fast. Into that corny joke. In other words, you are the something here that didn't match, correct? It appears you've met your match. No worries, that was just one match. There's still the rest of the game to go. He didn't reply. But when I entered his restaurant, I saw... Yeah, he wasn't shocked. I know it. That was my other guess. Wendell, I'm noticing something strange in these emotions. Something stranger with cheesy toast skin. You say, ew! Ew! That's why? Like, that's just the nastiest thing you could say. No, something strange with these emotions. How can you have heard something stranger with cheesy toast skin? I don't know, maybe it's me who's got some cheese in my ears. Why did he get... Did he will the floor to open up and swallow his cushions out of shame for that bad joke? Why did he just sink in like that? The point I'm trying to make is that I noticed something unexpected in your emotions. Now stop hiding and come out where we can see you. Bailiff, please bring the witness a few replacement cushions. Wait, where did they go? What the- are you- what is happening? So what was this unexpected thing you noticed? Oh, she matched. She slapped it twice. Oh, come on. His honors said a few cushions, not a few dozen. Now that we're all had a good laugh, please continue, Miss Sykes. Who's laughing? Wait, was it a prank? We got pranked. Even the judge is in on it. Arg, focus, Athena. Don't let yourself get rattled. When you entered the room and saw your master slumped motionless over the table, you weren't the least bit shocked, Wendell. Don't you think that's a little odd? Is it, though? The lack of surprise means you were prepared for what you saw, and you're putting on an act to be sad. And I think I know why. Because you're the killer. The reason Uendo wasn't shaken when he saw his master's dead body is because he was all now he has an entertainer's guts. He knew about his master's death. Slam. Uendo, I think maybe the reason you weren't shaken was because you already knew you would find your master dead. Satsuka. What? What kind of a thing is that to say? You've got it all wrong. Oh, right. I just remembered something. I thought Shisho was just sleeping when I first saw him. Wait, what? It went down. So he's telling the truth? You thought he was sleeping? Sounds plausible, but... what made you think he was asleep? Well, he had his head and arms up on the table as if you were taking a nap. Oh, and one other thing. There was that note, too. A note? What note? Ah, he must be talking about this. Resting, do not disturb. That's what that is. Appears to have been written by the victim. Allow me to read it. Resting, do not disturb. Yes, that's the note I saw. After reading that, who wouldn't think Shisho was napping? That is a pretty reasonable assumption. You've gotta be kidding me. Haifu's note. That's right. I saw this note, so that's why I thought Shisho was asleep. I want to change my testimony to include that statement. Alright, I'll run an update. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. Did my stream go off? Are we back? Good, I checked right away. We're back, okay. Wendo, I noticed something funny in your emotions again. Funny, you say? I guess an entertainer of my caliber can make people laugh, even with my emotions. I didn't mean that kind of funny. Quite the opposite, actually. When you entered the dressing room, I see that you suddenly felt anger. What I want to know is, what made you feel angry all of a sudden? What? Let's see. Oh yeah, now I remember. As I was going in, I whacked my little piggy on something. Pause? What does that even mean? I was annoyed at my own clumsiness, hee. Wait, you mean you stubbed your pinky toe? Just a little bump on my little piggy. No big deal. It's embarrassing, really. And you know what's the other name for a piggy? A sausage. Okay, I'll stop. Sounds more like he's hiding something. I better dig a bit deeper. No need to be embarrassed, Wendell, but I'm afraid it's something we do need to look into. I don't really see anything you could have stubbed your toe on. In the area around the dressing room door in this picture. But maybe there was something there at the time. Wendell, what exactly do you stub your toe on? Objection. What an irrelevant question. You dishonor the soul of the victim with these unnecessary delays. You tell her, really, who doesn't stub their toe every once in a while? You really gotta fuss over every small detail like this. Well, the thing is... even the most subtle fluctuations in a person's psyche can clue us into the truth. That's why it's important to get to the bottom of this question. Plus, if I back down now, who knows what new insult Simon will hurl my way. Is there really no trace left of what Uendo stubbed his toe on by the door? What in the world might have been there then, but it's not there now? What did he stub his toe on? What the heck is even happening? What did Uendo stub his toe on? What?
but it says it's not there now, so it's like, how do you even point it? I don't know why this bothers me. You see how these little, from the foots of the table, like, I have no idea. Maybe he wanted a tissue. Maybe he wanted to stick his finger in here. Maybe he wanted a drink. Maybe he wanted to take a poop in here. Okay. Oh, the fact that she's saying it. Did you stub your toe on this table? Wait a minute. Wow, it does appear that something hit the table and moved it. Wendell said he stubbed his toe as he was entering the dressing room. Yeah, and that table looks pretty far from the door. Could what bumped into the table also be a clue as what Wendell stubbed his toe on? Careless answers only hurt us here, so think carefully before you speak again. Right. Oh, wait. Wait, what? We didn't get penalized for that? I like how there was like actual dialogue for that. Like they expected us to pick that, but it wasn't the answer, but it gave us a chance. That's a bit interesting. Nani sundayo. This package wouldn't hurt, right? I mean, it was over. What is it? This? Please take a good look at this photo. Oh, it was that. Dang, I got it right. Only for the fact that it's near the table and they gave me that hint. That's the only reason I thought of that. Because it's like, that's a remain of something that used to be there. So that's the only reason I'm thinking that. Do you see it? This long track that goes from the door all the way across the room? Now that you mention it, I do see traces of something getting dragged. Wait, what? Where? And the drag mark ends there at the TV. Oh, wait, no, I do see it. Yeah, there's like powder everywhere, and then there's... Oh, no, I didn't even notice that. That's not even what I was talking about. Wait, so is it not the paper that I pointed towards? And they thought I pointed to something else? This implies that the TV was originally by the door. Oh, so he stubbed his foot on the TV. Oh, that's why the plug is not even plugged in. I just noticed that's the TV plug, and then there's like the fridge is plugged, but not even the TV. Like, why wouldn't the TV even be plugged? I even knew that that plug was gonna be important. I didn't realize that was the TV plug. I thought that plug was the TV plug, and that was something else. But no, that's the fridge. This is the TV plug, which isn't connected. Yeah, the trail of flour. I'm convinced that this TV's the object the witness stubbed his toe on. Well, Wendell, how about it? Yes, you're right. It was the TV. Oh, what's that last 10% though? There, the noise level dropped again. Yes, I stubbed my pinky toe on the TV. But what of it? Why is this so important to you? So the noise went down, but it hasn't completely disappeared yet, which means he's still hiding something. Okay, then let's try this tactic instead. Wendell, why was the TV moved there? Shisho must have moved it so he could watch my routine. But what a place to put it, right in the middle of the doorway like that. I didn't want to bump into it again, so I put it back where it belonged. Performances on stage can be viewed in the dressing room using that TV. That's right, it's a closed-circuit monitor that shows the stage. Naruhodo. Now what? I can't find anything else out of place. And I still haven't gotten the noise level down to 0 yet. Simon, I'm still getting noise here, but I don't see anything else fishy. This is precisely why amateurs are such a bother. Sorry.
I'm in no mood to play nursemaid here, but if that's what it takes to save the soba shop. Hoi, Huendo, here's a curiosity for you. This Table Master tornado slumped over like it was moved. Did you happen to bump into it while you were moving the TV back? Oh my, yes, you're right. The TV hit the table and Shisho's body moved with a jolt. That's when I first realized that Shisho was dead. Oh, but how scared I was. I see. Thank you. We're finally getting a more precise picture of how the body was discovered. But I'd wager you need to put the spurs to a window just a trifle longer. Right. I can't keep asking Simon to bail me out like this. It's time for me to regain my footing and really stand on my own. Wendell, what you said just now about discovering your master's death, could you please describe all of that again for the court in detail? Alright. But before you do, let me just plug in the latest information. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. I called to him from outside the room, but he didn't reply. When I opened the door, I thought he was sleeping. Info update. I tried to enter the dressing room, but stubbed my toe on the TV. When I pulled the TV back in its normal spot, I realized that Shisho was dead. Seeing him slumped over that cluttered table. Oh, Shisho. Well, he's more shocked. Why? What happened? What did he see? That's odd. After initial shock of finding the victim dead, you reacted with surprise again. What was it that surprised you, Wendell, besides your master's death? What do you mean? I still don't get how we even do this. Like, how are we know? Are they reenacting or like how do we know the exact emotions they felt in that moment just because they're retelling the story? Like, are they reenacting the exact feelings they felt? Like, that's crazy. Unless it's more like, since they're retelling the story, it's like similar to psychology, like you know when someone's lying, but they're just doing it in a fancy way where it's like related to her, like she could sense the mood like she could analyze their feelings. So it's like when you're retelling the story, in a way you're kind of re-feeling the same emotions again. So it's like, if they're normal, then it's like it should just be sadness. Well, if he's like getting shocked again, he's remembering how he felt when he was shocked. So I guess that's what it is. What's more, you were even more surprised the second time than the first. What could have surprised you more than finding your late master? Search me, you little thing. You must have made a mistake.
Silence.
Silence. The girl is as sharp as a trout, to be sure. But her ability to hear people's emotions is absolute. Now get to remembering, Wendell. What was it that surprised you? That was a compliment, right? Well, What? The heck? No, we pushed him too hard and now he's mentally all over the place. His emotions are completely out of control. Out of control? Care to explain how that's relevant? You know how normally I listen for the hidden emotions in a witness voice, right? From there I look for inconsistencies between their testimony and those emotions. But sometimes a person's feelings can run too high, making it hard to get proper readings. Well, that's how your Matrix program works. Fascinating. Ordinarily, it's this one emotion that runs out of control, but it seems there's nothing ordinary about this time. Oh, it's this. Uh-oh. He's super angry. What the heck? You guys should have seen Dual Destinies, how crazy this Moon Matrix gets at the end. Holy cow, that was hype. I knew it. got your knickers all in a bunch now. Wendell has multiple emotions running out of control at the same time. I've never seen anything like this ever. So how does one bring a situation like this back under control? I have to find the root cause of this tangled mess before I can treat him. If I can identify what is causing this emotional rampage, then I can tap probe to dive it further. I'll need to point to what I think is the root cause and touch probe again. Through this process, I can identify exactly what's causing Wendell so much distress. And that will help bring his emotions back under control. In that case, let's get started, shall we? Alright, I can't get mad. Sorry. Alright, I can't guarantee success, but it's definitely worth a shot. Time to look for the root cause of Wendell's rampaging emotions. After my performance, I went to visit Shisho. This music's so hype. Why would these be highlightable? What's the root cause of this turmoil? This? Oh shoot, I got it! Let's go! I get it now, the cards were the root of it all. Slap. Don't try to deny it. You can't hide your feelings from me. The dying message that was left at the scene of the crime is what was causing your distress. And if the dying message was the cause of all those feelings, then that means the phrase Owen the Fourth must mean something to you. Wait, Owen though? Owen? It has Owen in it, kinda. There, noise level 0, finally. Satoga, shut up. The dying message consists of 2 words, Owen and Fourth. And neither of those 2 words have anything to do with this witness. And how do you know that, you dummy? This topic warrants no further arguments. Sure, there may not seem to be any direct connection between Wendell and the message, for now. But why don't you wait and decide what's necessary after you hear my theory? I trust you've hit upon something, Athena. Yup, if my theory is right, we can finally solve the case of Wendell and the mysterious Owen the Fourth. Well, go on then. I can already tell this promises to be interesting. Now, please share your theory with the court, Miss Sykes. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na. This song is on fire. There was something puzzling to me about Wendell's out-of-control emotions just now. Namely, that there were 3 distinct reactions present. I had never seen that before, and I wonder how it could be possible. Is there a conclusion to this meandering musing of yours? Hold your horses, I'm getting there. So, could a person flip between 3 distinct emotions of such intensity like a switch? In the end, I concluded that it just wasn't possible. So that's it, is it? bit unconventional, but I'll grant that it's possible within the realm of psychology. Within the realm of psychology? I'm afraid you'll have to explain it for the old man up here on the bench. Your Honor, my theory is that Wendell is a robot. A robot. Yes, makes perfect sense. He's a robot, Your Honor. Has supernatural powers, has multiple personalities. If you don't get your dongo bongo twist out of here. With so many distinct personas, it's clear to me that Wendell has dissociative identity disorder. What the heck is this? We playing Dongo Bongo now? What does that even mean? It means this is no longer Ace Attorney. It is now Dongo Bongo. Your Honor, the defense would treat this trial as a child's just multiple personality disorder, a preposterous proposition, and a preposterous proposition. What do you not agree, witness? How did she know? How did she figure it out? Pakunka! I can't believe it. I did it, Simon. I've read papers on it before, but to think I see a case of it for myself. Blimey, Rakugo artists tell stories as different characters, but as different personalities. Hey, you lawyer girl. You got a problem with us, huh? No problem at all. This is all very hard to believe. But now that we've established that the witness has multiple personalities, could each of them please introduce themselves to this court? Wendell tonight. Oh. One of them's gonna be Owen, the fourth. I'm a Rakugo storyteller, as you know. Hello, everybody. Patches, the friendly jester here. Hee hee. Hisagawa, courtesan. And is that all of you? Yes, that's all of— No! The fourth! The fourth! There's a fourth personality! I'm calling it right now. That's why it's called Owen the Fourth. So there are three it's even highlighted, you see? This is easy. So there are three personalities in total. Wendell, Patches, and Kisagawa, huh? Well, Simon, what do you think now? That you're one lucky duck. Just be glad they were dense enough to help you out. Or can you just straight up say I did great for a change? Heh. No. You appear to be quite proud of yourself, defense. All you have done is infringe upon the privacy of the witness. I couldn't disagree more, prosecutor. Now that we know there are three personalities, a new way for us to interpret the meaning of a certain piece of evidence has arisen. A new interpretation. Oh, now I'm very curious. What is this piece of evidence you're talking about, Miss Sykes? Knowing what we know about Wendell and his personalities, this now makes perfect sense. What? This? Ricardo, 2 cards? That's right, Your Honor. Recall the original dying message left at the scene. We didn't have a clue as to what— Oh, it's just— I didn't know they wanted me to present it again. I thought this was, like, we already brought it up, so I didn't know we were, like,
I thought they were gonna go back to it. I thought they were talking about something else in addition to that. We didn't have a clue as to what Owen the Fourth could have possibly meant. But now with this new information about Uendo and his personalities, isn't it possible that Owen Fourth actually means a secret fourth personality of Uendo's? A personality named Owen? What? Pakunka! Let me get a Pakunka in the chat. Uendo must have kept his dissociative identity disorder from us because he didn't want us to be associated in any way with that dying message. No, that's not why. We kept our disorder a secret for a different reason altogether. We've been taking advantage of our affliction to act out various Rakugo characters. If word of this got out, well, our reputation as a Rakugo artist would be tarnished as would the tornado name. That's why we kept it a secret from everyone except members of the Tornado School. But really, there is no fourth personality, it's just the three of us in here. You psychopath. A plausible enough sounding story. But it doesn't prove you didn't rearrange the cards, does it? But Katsuka. I will concede that it is highly likely that a witness rearranged the cards. Is Prosecutor Samari actually agreeing with us? However, it is not also possible that the accused killed Master Tornado. And then left that message in order to frame the witness. And upon noticing the cards when he found the victim's body, Uendo rearranged them. Silence. Yeah, tell him to shut up. A fantastic tale, but a tale nonetheless. No one outside the Tornado School knew about Uendo's multiple personalities. Uendo just finished saying so himself. That is so true, but ultimately meaningless point. The witness was only in the dressing room for 2 to 3 minutes. That's far too little time to commit murder, what do you say?
Objection!
And who's to say he couldn't have done it before his discovery?
Objection. There's a lot of objectioning going on right now.
No. That spring chick memory of yours. Have you already forgotten Prosecutor Blackwell's testimony?
I don't know why Asker came into the room all of a sudden.
Simon's testimony?
Oh.
Gaidu escorted me to the dressing room, but we heard the sound of Rakugo being performed from within. Thinking the master was rehearsing, we decided to wait in the hall until he was done.
Ow. That's right, until just a few moments before Uendo entered the dressing room,
Taifu Tornado was confirmed to still be alive.
No, what? Even him? Come on.
Not only that, but Uendo was on stage until just before he discovered the putty. A bulletproof alibi that I have already confirmed with several audience members.
You know what I'm confused about? Where the heck is Blackwell's hawk? He got rid of his chains, but what the heck happened to his hawk?
Nani?
Oh,
no! I also heard that his Rakugo performance that day was a steaming pile of... well, you get the picture.
Oh, shoot! Or, oh, never mind.
Yes, I'm afraid so. Really stunk up the stage, I did. Hee. Ew. And yet I have a perfect alibi. Indeed, why not land a coup de grace on the defense by describing your alibi witness? Okie dokie, Smokey. I just heard someone say that recently. Uendo's alibi. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. The entire audience was my witness. My performance was a huge bust, not a single soul laughed. Because you're not funny. I'll never be able to live down how terribly I bombed during that very important show, and so I took a poop. Uendo was on stage before he found the body, so he could not have committed this crime. It is time to let it all go, defense, and move on.
Well, get this, Prosecutor Samadi. The Right Anything Agency never gives up. We fight to the bitter end. Faye! What? You play Fire Emblem Heroes? I didn't know. Allow me to say this once more. Let it go and move on. And allow me to say once more, I'm never giving up. Let it go and never. Oh snap, they're going crazy right now. This is pointless. Oh, who got him mad? Oh shoot. You should have taken advantage of this opportunity while you could, you foolish child. Your worthless convictions only serve to prolong the accused's suffering. Words will not sway you, then perhaps pain will. Are you serious? Oh no, anything but this. Oh my god, how are you serious right now? That must hurt. Cause, you know, her chest, but yeah. What's the big idea, Prosecutor Samadi? That was but a small dose of punishment for your misguided conviction. Yeah, I bet you like that, you creep. Are you now a bit more inclined to give up as instructed? As if. Let me tie you up again with beads. Okay, I'll stop. In that case, you must require another dose. Let's go! What is even happening right now? Ace Attorney's so stupid. They're here playing catch. Like, what is even happening right now? We're battling in the court. Anime AF. Not bloody likely. Yeah, put him in his place. I don't give two flips about your beliefs. But if Sykes don't... Oh, shoot. If Black Quill was in the movies we were watching... Oh my god, he would have been like the perfect prosecutor. He would have said that in that movie, definitely. Holy cow, he would have been a scary antagonist. But if Sykes Dono were to submit to you here, I won't be able to eat good soba anymore. That's right. For Mr. Wet's future and Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach, I will never give up. You will rule those words. Did she just say what I think she said? Prosecutor Blackwell's stomach. I didn't even catch that. What the heck? This is so dumb. It's funny how even though this case is dumb, it's actually still pretty good. So, there wasn't a single bad case in this game. Which is very rare. In an Ace Attorney. Unless it just goes downhill. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. I feel like there's not gonna be an investigation for this case. I think it's just gonna end. It's gonna be a short case, similar to Mia's 4th trial from Trials and Tribulation. That was pretty short, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And it was all in court. There was no investigation. I was on stage until just moments before I went into the dressing room. Oh, babe! How can we be so sure it was you who was on that stage? Are you asking whether it could have been some imposter among us? I guess so. Unlike a big arena, a Rakugo theater is a cozy little place. It would be hard to fool an audience in such an intimate setting, don't you think? Yeah, I guess you're right. Good. I'm glad we could clear that up, because I guess you could say... the entire audience was my witness. Shut up. Was there anything special about the stage or your performance that you can tell me? For example, were the lights dimmer than usual? Were there any problems or accidents? Not a thing. Everything was the same as always. Mr. Prosecutor, you questioned the audience, didn't you? Why? What was that bubbling? Oh, okay. Yes, of course. Apparently nothing seemed amiss to them except, well, one small thing. One small thing? Oh, it's so embarrassing. I tried my best, really. I did. But my performance was a huge bust, not a single soul laughed. Hold it, you're kinda funny. Do you have any idea what went wrong? I'm not sure if it was my performance or if it was just that particular audience, or maybe it was the story I picked. But every entertainer knows that this kind of thing happens from time to time. I guess that makes sense. Still, I wonder how he could have
flopped on his own commemorative show. Maybe I should dig into things a bit more. What he performed. Could you tell me which Rakugo story you performed? I could, but I'm not sure if it will mean anything to the uninitiated. Well, even if I might not get it, can you at least try me? Alright, if you insist. The story I performed is called Toki Soba. What? That's the one that the one who died was supposed to perform. That's such a contradiction and a half. So you performed Time Soba, did you? What? You know it? Prosecutor Samadhi? Yes, it is the sequel to Chrono Trigger. It's actually called Chrono Soba. It's the missing link between the okay, I'll stop. What am I even saying? Look it up yourself. Allow me to give an overview. The story takes place on a winter's night. A man orders a bowl of soba on a street stall. How you doing, sir? What can I get to you? I see you got sweet wheat top tanamaki soba. Blah 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 blah. I'll have a bowl of shipuku, my good man. It sure is cold tonight, isn't it? But there's nothing like a hot bowl of noodles and soup to warm the soul. You know it, sir. One shipuku coming right up. So how's business? Not so great, sir. You're trying to distract us. I know the contradiction, game. Stop trying to distract me. Wow, prosecutor. The customer talks on and on like this. And it's all to make you not get the contradiction. And I'm gonna keep distracting you so you can forget the contradiction. I'm gonna keep distracting you. You will never get it. You won't win. You're a child. You won't win. You won't get the contradiction, so I'm gonna keep distracting you until you forget what the contradiction is. Please forget the contradiction. Thanks, bye. Oh, very well done, Prosecutor Samadhi. That was excellent. Huh? I don't get it. What was so funny about that? Don't you see? The customer paid with coins, counting them out one by one. Then just after counting 8, he asked about the time. And the soba vendor answered with 9. Oh, now I get it. He made the vendor say 9, and then he continued counting from 10. The way he looks at me. Exactly, he cheated the soba vendor out of 1 mon with his smooth talking. Dang, he took his Pokemon. How do you know the last one won't be bad? Because it's the last case. The last case is never bad, and everyone says it's one of the best cases in the series. So I know it's not gonna be bad. And it's the last case, come on. And we haven't seen, and I know for sure, because everyone says Apollo is so great in this game, and there's only 1 case left. And it's Apollo's case, so I just know it's gonna be fire. Anyway, they just need to show off, maybe one that was a twin who was on the stage. The link between World Samadhi with an Americanized colloquial dialect. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Instead of Von Karma ending trials too quickly for the defense to respond, Samadhi instead filibusters so the defense doesn't get a chance to speak. And that's how he wins. The story continues with another man who saw the whole thing and tries to do the same. He bungles the trick and ends up paying more than 16 Pokemon for his soba. The story ends on that as the punchline. You can look up the rest of the details yourself. Or I'm sure Prosecutor Sad Monk over there would love to perform it for you after court. So basically, it's a story about a man cheating on his soba bill. That's kind of petty, isn't it? Is that really all you have to say about this classic story? Time Soba is such a well-known staple of Rakugo that skill the artist is critical in. Shut up! Oh my god, he's basically saying you're uncultured. Fine, so you studied a lot. But we haven't the time for a lecture detour right now, Prosecutor Sad Monk.
Oh, I wanted to hear a little more, but I suppose it is off topic. Are you kidding me? How come when, like, Phoenix does that, the judge will be like, yeah, you're getting off topic, shut the heck up and answer. But then when he does it, it's like, they could do whatever they want. So much for this being a scale that's supposed to be balanced. It's not, because it seems like the prosecutor always gets more. So it's like this scale on behind him should be like tilting towards the right more. Heading back to the matter at hand, Miss Sykes, the witness stated that the story I performed is called Toki Soba, otherwise known as Time Soba. Would you like to add this statement to a testimony? Should I have that statement added? Yes! It's gonna be what solves everything! Oh my god, hurry up! Stop distracting me, I know the answer! The one performing wasn't you! It was supposed to be him! No! Shut the heck up, you liar! You're the killer. The one who was supposed to perform was him. Objection. You mother freaking-er. Wendell, isn't there something odd about the routine you performed? Odd? No, I don't think there's anything odd about it. I think it's quite even. But that's exactly what I find odd, the fact that you don't think it's odd. Objection! Objection! We are discussing the witness's alibi at the moment, defense. The show's program is completely irrelevant. Objection! That's where you're wrong, prosecutor Samadi. The reason being, it contradicts the statement the witness just made. Wendell, do you know what this is? No, what is it? This is an invitation to the show sent from Master Tornado to Prosecutor Blackwell. Included in the invitation is a rundown of the show's program, which clearly states that Time Soba was to be performed by Master Tornado himself. No. Double slaps. He loves doing that in this case. Wendell, why did you perform the routine your master was scheduled to do? Well, you see, the reason for that is... How do I say this? You see, let's say it was a prank. That's right, it was just a little joke, you see. I was trying to surprise Shiho by performing his routine before he did. Uh-oh, that pal. He's like, nuh-uh. I don't know if I buy that. Was doing the victim's routine really just for laughs? Or... Hey, didn't Simon happen to hear Time Soba coming from the dressing room? During Wendell's performance on stage? It seems like too much of a coincidence. Wait, can it be? What's the matter? You look like a hen with a dozen eggs to lay. Stop comparing me to birds. I know, you're a bird, if anything. You have a bird. Then cease this bird brain timidity. If something has occurred to you, then lay it out for us already. Don't breed resentment in those watching their performance. Okay. I don't have a ton of confidence in this theory, but here goes. It looks like Wendell's alibi checks out, Your Honor, but even though he was on stage at the time, he may have been trying to obfuscate a crucial detail about this case. Are you referring to the Soba bill the man tried to skimp on in the witness story? I'm not talking about the Rakugo story, Your Honor. I'm sorry, but then what are you talking about, Mrs. Sykes? What Wendell may have been trying to deceive us about was the cause of the victim's death, the time of the victim's death, what the victim was to perform. What he was supposed to perform? No. The time? The cause. I think the cause. By performing Time Soba, a story that featured soba noodles, Warner tried to fool us into thinking that the victim had been drowned in soba broth. Come on, not even a jester like me thinks the cops will be fooled by such a silly trick. Besides, the story was originally going to do soba glut and also feature soba. Oh, right, I knew that. I just wanted to see if you knew that I knew. Miss Sykes, who's the one trying to deceive the court again? Ah, come on. No. Guilty. What would the answer be then? I wonder. What Wendell may have been trying to deceive the time? What the victim was to perform? Try to deceive us about what Rakugo routine of it. Yeah, I don't know why I picked this, because I don't get why the second one. That's my line. And she gets it wrong again, even though she said the other two. Well, in a previous timeline she did, because technically they got guilty, so that was a different Athena. So she never said the first one, so she could have said the other one and got it wrong again. But Wendell tried to deceive us by the time of the victim's crime. What? Eek! Objection. What gibberish. Prosecutor Blackwell even testified to the time of the victim's death. I know, but he only testified that way because he and Geiru had been completely taken in. You mean by the Soba building? Wait, is Geiru just never gonna come back? Like, was that it? Was that all she was there for? Like, what a wasted design to only be here for like a few seconds and then just bye. Please forget about the story for a second, Your Honor. I was deceived. Pray tell, how did Wendell manage to deceive two people while he was performing on stage? That's easy, all he had to do was use a certain prop in the dressing room. Oh, and what might that be? The prop Wendell used was... Wait, what? Is it the TV? I don't know why I have this sneaking suspicion it's the TV. His TV was used to view what was happening. Yeah. Prosecutor Blackwell, when you came to the dressing room, what was Wendell doing? He was performing Time Sobo. Blast, could it be? Yeah. Yes, it could, and it was. What you and Geiru heard was not Master Tornado practicing his routine. It was Wendell's performance as heard through this TV monitor speakers. What? With the TV just inside the inner door of the dressing room, it could easily be heard from the hallway outside. Because we knew that Master Tornado was scheduled to perform Time Sobo, we were easily manipulated into thinking he was still alive at the time rehearsing. Yes, your knowledge of the day's program is why the two of you could be fooled this way. Simon, did the voice you hear belong to Master Tornado? With the doors in the way, I couldn't tell exactly who the voice belonged to. Because I heard Time Sobo, I just assumed it was Master Tornado. I can't believe I was taken in by such a simple mind game. All of that's mere conjecture. Where's your proof defense? Again. Wendell moved the TV back when he discovered a body. After all, he couldn't very well leave it by the door. Because then someone might figure out the trick he's been playing. And there's one more thing about Wendell's actions that's suspicious, and that is... the fact that he flopped so badly on such an important occasion. What's so suspicious about that? Even pros slip up once in a while, you know. But I believe that this time it was intentional. Because Wendell knew it would be strange to hear laughter coming from the dressing room. Oh my. Yipes. It's all just a bit too perfect to be sheer coincidence. Plus, if the voice Prosecutor Blackwell and Geiru heard was due to Wendell's scheming, then the victim's time of death could have been earlier than 4 PM. In other words, Wendell could have killed Master Tornado himself. We got you by the stones now, Wendell, so you better confess everything. Well, witness, what do you have to say for yourself? We demand an explanation. Wendell! I confess. What? We're done already? I tampered with the crime scene. Oh, that's not exactly confessing. Wait, did he confess? Wait, did he? Wait, are we done? Is it the defense's claim that Wendell Tornado's the true murderer in this case? If he tampered with the crime scene, then we have to at least consider him a suspect. Oh, I know it was too easy. Now wait just 1 minute. Yes, I admit to messing with the dressing room, but I didn't kill Shisho. Then why do you tamper with the crime scene? I refuse to answer that question. What? Suspect the witness, then I have a question for you. What could it be this time? Wendell had absolutely no reason to murder Typhoon Tornado. After all, why would Wendell kill the man who recognized his skills and promoted him? And no. Oh, well, his motive was, I can't think of a single thing. Is you also now aware of one another fact? And that is? That the accused visited the dressing room before 4 p.m. as well. It's not natural, then, to suppose that the accused killed the victim at that time. What? Nobody told me Mr. Wet had also gone there before 4 p.m. We were only discussing the time frame after 4 p.m., so I didn't think to mention it. But now that you have made the time period before 4 p.m. relevant... Uh-oh, I don't like where this is going. So you really do not know what your client was doing during that time frame, do you? Oh, it was all very sudden and why do you wait until the very last second to contact me, Simon? Oh, you give me that look. And just so you know, Bucky never told me he had visited the master before 4 p.m. either. Or this sort of thing is exactly why that prosecutor keeps calling us unprepared. The defense will stop squabbling this instant. Sorry, Your Honor. Prosecutor Samadi, please continue. Thank you, Your Honor. Defense, you know of the soba-making implements in the dressing room, correct? Is he talking about the equipment for making soba noodles? You speak of the large bowl that is used to mix buckwheat flour and water, the long rolling pin and the special knife that is used to cut the dough into noodles. Precisely, these tools all came from the accused soba shop. You mean they didn't belong to Master Tornado? Mr. Wet had visited the dressing room to give the victim a soba making lesson, and that visit was before 4 p.m. I'm afraid that after the accused kneaded the dough and made those noodles, he committed the act of murder. But wait, that doesn't add up. If Mr. Wet killed the victim before 4 p.m., why would he return to that room at a later time? What the heck? What are you doing here? You're a skateboarder? Wet soba, you're kit and caboodle when it comes to noodles. Oh my. I am Miss Chickadee. Hey, Asimi. The reason I went back is because Master Tornado ordered uncooked noodles. Mr. Wet. Yesterday, I brought noodle making tools to the dressing room at around 2. Why are you so drunk though? That's what I want to know. What are you drunk on? Noodles? That's when Master Tornado ordered uncooked soba noodles. Shakaban. uncooked noodles to stock up on. Yes, ma'am. Master Tornado kept a supply of soba noodles from my shop in his fridge. Yeah. He only had one serving left, so I went back to my shop to get some more. One serving of noodles in the fridge, but I thought the fridge was practically empty. Anyway, the whereabouts of the missing noodles isn't all that important now. You ran into me in Gaidu when you came back to deliver the uncooked soba, correct? That's right, Simon. I make time out of my busy day to deliver him the noodles. And you know what? He ignored me when I called to him from the inner doorway. He just kept mumbling Rakugo lines for ages, so I got mad and went back to my soba shop. Also, that's why you got mad. If what he's saying is true, then there's no way he could be the murderer. I swear I'm telling the truth, Miss Chika. But why you keep getting nauseous? Is it because you drank too much? What in the world? Well, I dare say he's quite a handful. Your Honor, please accept that statement Mr. Wet made just now in the evidence. Objection, shut up. I believe the accused's statement about going to the room at around 2 p.m. is true, for it falls within the victim's estimated time of death. That opens up the possibility that the crime was committed between 2 and 4 p.m. That's some critical information. Yes, Your Honor. But other than that one point, Mr. Wet's statements are dubious and without proof. Objection! But they are the words of the defendant himself. Simon, back me up here. He has a point. If I were the prosecutor, I wouldn't accept them either. Well, I understand the defense's feelings on the matter. This court is unable to accept anything other than the time that the defendant made his visit. Now what do I do? I trust you have no further objections, defense. At last, the time has come to send the soul of the victim onward to the Twilight Realm. Silence! Silence! You fool! What are you yammering about, Prosecutor Sadman? We still have something we need to question Uendo about. We do? Like what? Well, don't just stand there. But we don't have any evidence left to present. Have you forgotten already? Isn't there still a hidden witness you have yet to question? A hidden witness? Oh, that's right. Your Honor, there's still one more issue we haven't finished discussing yet. Oh, and what is this bit of unfinished business? We haven't finished discussing this issue related to Uendo. Uendo's alibi, the time soba story, Owen. Is it Owen? We still have to discuss the possibility of a fourth personality, the one named Owen. Are you suggesting that this fourth personality of Uendo's might be the true culprit? Jeez, not that again. I told you we don't know anything about this Owen. Look, Uendo, I know you don't have any motive to kill your master, but this Owen may have one for all we know. Come clean now, Uendo. You've got another personality stashed away, haven't you? Please tell us everything you know about Owen. That's enough! The witness has already stated that he knows none of any Owen character. Bravo! You tell him, Mr. Prosecutor, hee. Hey, Patches. If you claim you don't know Owen when you really do, that's tantamount to perjury. You want to exercise your right to remain silent, however, well, that's a different story. Do not listen to the depraved prosecutor witness, you will be tainted with his evil. Do you have any idea how dark and cold a prison cell is? And he will know. I just noticed the reason he's black and white is because it represents like yin and yang, and like, as in, like, he was a gray character in the last game. Like, we thought he was bad, and then it turned out he was good the whole time. But, like, kind of represents that. That's pretty cool. I never really, like, noticed that. I exercise my right to remain silent. What's this now? Changing horses in midstream, are you? Shut up! I will remain silent, and that's it. Patches, you fool. You stay out of this. He slams that desk, like, holy cow. He also slams it twice. That's a good parallel to Athena.
Patches is not the brightest bulb in that box you call a noggin, is he? The fact that he switched from I don't know any Owen to I will remain silent, it proves that he does not know about Owen. There it is again, Simon's formidable psychological manipulation tactic. I'm sure glad he's on my side not today. Dang, he be slamming his beats a lot. You dirty, despicable, depraved prosecutor. You were leading the witness. Witness, there's no need for you to submit yourself to the defense's questioning. Objection! Your Honor, Wendell's definitely hiding something. Please allow me to question this witness about the existence of Owen. I suppose only this witness can confirm or deny the existence of Owen for us. Very well. I will allow the defense to proceed. Pokunka! Owen. Oh, the music picked up. This is it. Never met any personality named Owen. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. How dare you treat me like a criminal based on mere conjecture? Wow, how am I supposed to deal with the testimony of 3 personalities? Unless you can prove the existence of Owen here, it's all over. You best screw your courage to the sticking place and attack their testimony head-on. Alright, I will. Look how cool Blackwell is. Just stop piling the pressure on me. I have to draw some info, anything to drag Owen out into the open. Athena and Blackwell really grew on me from the last game. They're a cool addition to the cast. I didn't think they could compete with the original cast, but they kind of climbing up the ranks a bit. I never met any personality named Owen. Shut up. Met, huh? Is that how you experience each other? Like people meeting on the street? Well, it's more like all 3 of us are always here. And the personality that's most suited to the moment is the one that comes out. So when you're out, Wendell, what are the other 2 doing? Well, we never know when our turn will come, right? So we stand by and listen. So that means all 3 of you share the same memories? I never really thought about it, but I guess that's right. I see, thank you. Please continue. Patches was just blurting out nonsense in a panic. It's not this one, but I'll press it anyway. Patches, can I have a word with you, please? Why, hello, you rang? You said at first that you didn't know anybody named Owen, but then you exercised your right to remain silent. Were you afraid of committing perjury? Well, you see... I'll take over from here if you don't mind. Listen, I hate to say it, but Patches is about as smart as a sack of rocks. If you grill him with a bunch of highfalutin words, he's going to want to keep silent. I see. So looking after loose-tongued Patches, it's your role, is it, Miss Kawagawa? Well, wait, what? Oh, I didn't even no wonder! I didn't even notice he became a girl when he becomes Kisagawa. That's interesting. Well, I don't know about that, but anyway. I do know that Patches was just flustered and that's why he decided to remain silent. We're always aware, so we definitely notice if a personality like that showed up. A personality, I can't speak. But what if, for some reason, you 3 were unconscious at the time of the incident? The 3 of you weren't alert and aware. What would happen? What would happen? I'm not even sure what you mean. I mean, you 3 share the same memories, right? But what if Owen is different? What if he has memories separate from yours? Maybe Owen emerges when the 3 of you are unaware or unconscious. Instead of speaking as if this 4th personality is a foregone conclusion, I suggest we prove his existence first. Well, we already seen 3 personalities, a 4th wouldn't be a stretch. No, you are wrong, and my butterfly says so too. You dishonor the victim in this court by jumping to such conclusions without proof. Have you ever heard these old sayings, Prosecutor Samadhi? What happens twice will happen thrice, and if you see one, there are likely 30 in your home. I'm basing my theory on such premises. Comparing us to cockroaches, do we bug you that much, girly? How do you intend to prove it? How will you prove that all 3 personalities became unconscious, as you say? Unless you can do that, all of this talk is merely empty speculation. Well, be so timid. If you don't have it, then find it. Look for something that could render Uendo and the others unconscious. Simon's right, I can't back down now. For my client, Mr. Wet, I have to. Wait, Mr. Wet. Let me rush. Oh, maybe. Yeah. The 3 freshes. There's 3. That's interesting. I wonder what the significance of that is. Mr. Wet, falling unconscious. Wait a minute, I think I got it. Psych. You got proof to back up your theory. I think I do. It is. This most likely is what caused Uendo to lose consciousness. This is what caused him to lose consciousness? Well, he passed out after he said the boiling of the noodles. No, that's not even what I said. That's not even what I meant. It's because I said boil. Your assertion was a swing and a miss too. Athena, Wendell didn't need to be over that to lose consciousness. I know. Lord knows Bucky has passed out several times today about being smacked. Miss Sykes, please point out this proof of yours. Oh, getting drunk, cause he was drunk too. Duh. He got. That makes so much more sense. I was wondering, like, how did, like, I just noticed we're proving he passed out, but it's like we don't know how he died though. But we're just proving, now we're bringing this up, and then that guy's always passing out. They're all getting drunk from sake, so that's just a thing between all of them. Isn't it just like Master Tornado to pick a fine brand like Camel? Sake? Oh, you mean rice wine? That's what it means? I didn't know that. Oh, please, don't call it rice wine. That's so unsophisticated. It's not even wine. Silly girl. I must agree, you need to become more cultured, Adina. Tomato. It's made of rice and people get drunk from drinking it, right? It's called sake. End of story. Yeah, don't disrespect the Japanese and their sake. That stuff is sacred. Ay caramba, everybody's so touchy about these things. I recall Master Tornado would often have a drink or two before performing. He said it made him more eloquent. Drinking too much of the stuff can make one lose consciousness though, of course. And look, there were 2 glasses on the table. Uendo, I believe your master offered you some sake. And then you must have drank too much and passed out. That's when your 4th personality, Owen, emerged. I drank sake. Oh, that's a good one. We have a real sweet tooth, you see, so yes, we did accept a sugary red bean bun. But since we really dislike sake, we said no, thank you to that. Believe it or not, we're real weak when it comes to booze. Even a tiny drop can knock us right out. So you see, I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. What? But that can't be right. The defense demands that the glasses be examined right away. You amateur, do you really think I had not already done so? Your foolishness is beyond the pale. Don't tell me. There was no trace of the witness having touched either of the glasses, naturally. Right, of course. Miss Sykes, would you like the witness's statement added to his testimony? Yes, please, Your Honor. Very well. Oh, snap. I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. So this is gonna be where we present the contradiction. That's right. And maybe you ate something that had sake in it as an ingredient? Ooh, that's a... I don't recall doing anything like that. He doesn't recall doing it, but that doesn't necessarily mean he didn't. He just might not have known that he did. I better take another good look at the evidence. He didn't drink any sake, huh? Oh boy, now we're in trouble. Kinda answers exactly why Sadmo keeps insulting you, and I'll use your head. There are countless ways Uendo could have gotten sake into his mouth besides drinking it. Well, I don't know about the countless part, but nothing. Give it some thought and you'll figure something out. So witness must have had something that contains sake. Is there anything in the court record that hints at something like that? Okay. That seems easy. We will find the answer to that pretty easily. I had a sweet manju bun, but I didn't drink any sake. That's the manju bun. Okay. Oh, the drinks. What? Knock knock, who's there? The evidence in that statement. This evidence in that statement, who? They contradict each other, that's who. That's not even the proper call and response to a knock knock joke. And what's more, her claim does not even make any logical sense. Your performance merits neither applause nor leniency, defense. Knock knock, who's there? Penalty. You should have said that. I would have started laughing.
Wait. Oh, shoot. This is from the package that has the manju buns, and the manju buns show camels on them, and camel is on the drink. Oh my god, I can't believe I just figured that out. That is crazy, I'm awesome. This shows what most likely made Wendell lose consciousness. That note. Are you feeling lightheaded, child, or perhaps a bit peckish? I'm not hungry and my head feels just fine, thank you very much, and I am not drunk. I am underage to drink. Look at the paper this note is written on. Isn't there something familiar about it? What exactly is your point, defense? This faint design here reminds me of the paper from... Yup, it's a piece of the wrapping paper on the box of manju buns by the victim on the floor. Wendell, you may not have drunk any sake, but you did eat a sweet red bean bun, right? Well, yes, that's right. I don't know if you are aware of it or not, Wendell, but I believe the manju you ate caused you to fall unconscious. The bean bun? But how? Because those buns contain a secret ingredient, a very punchy secret ingredient at that. A punchy secret ingredient? Yes. The design on the wrapping paper matches that of something else in the room. It does? The design on this object matches that of the manju box's wrapping. The camel. Oh, camel. The camel pattern. It's the same as the one for camel brand sake. So, just as Wendell said, he didn't drink any sake per se. But he did eat some. Impossible. Wendell had a camel brand red bean bun, which boasts a nice shot of sake as one of its ingredients. The defense is claiming that Wendell passed out after consuming a camel sweet bun, which allowed a fourth personality named Owen to emerge. Is that correct? Yes, Your Honor, that's exactly what... Why are we gonna tell him to eat the... Like, how many crazy things can they come up with in this series? Are we gonna be like, eat this bun and get drunk and pass out so we can see if Owen appears? Is that what's gonna happen? Because that is so ridiculous. But there's one thing that bothers me. Wouldn't the alcoholic content of the buns evaporate as they are steamed? In order to give them a stronger flavor, some manju are specially made to retain them as much of their alcoholic content as possible. What kind of lightweight do you think I am? Even I wouldn't pass out from eating a simple manju, but he just said he would. Now how about we test that theory? What do you say, Your Honor? Seeing is believing, as they say. Very well, I will allow a test. Thanks, Your Honor. Simon, go buy us some camel manju on the double, and don't forget to get me one too, okay? Why must I? And while you're at it, Prosecutor Blackwell, you will get one for me as well. Not the courthouse stable boy, you know. The bird! There he is! So that's his purpose in this game. But just this once, I'll acquiesce. Taka, I'm counting on you. The bird is gonna go get it. That's funny. And all of you had better pay me back. Oh, but I thought it would be your treat, Prosecutor Blackwell. What a shame. This is not Phoenix, where Phoenix just treats everybody at the end of every game, and he just has to deal with it. Now then, let us adjourn until the manju arrive by Carrier Hawk. Court will reconvene as soon as Taka returns. If it's to be continued, we're ending now. Oh, to be continued. Okay, we'll end it here then. I'm gonna try keeping the streams a little shorter. But that was fun. This is actually a pretty good case. I don't know why everyone says, like, that there's, like, a bad case from this game. But at least some people said that. So I feel like this game, every case was great. Okay, well, that'll be it for now. Okay, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like this video if you enjoyed it. subscribe if you want to see more of my stuff. And I've been the chosen one. And I'll see yo, Nintendo. God bless. Love you all. Have a wonderful night.